Good evening, everybody. This is Encounters, the late night UFO talk show. I'm your host, CmdrAleon. And tonight we're going to have another great night. I did one of the clips from last night's show. I was trying to find all the audio areas where the space person came through, and I couldn't locate every one of them. Hey, Nafex, good to have you with us. Everybody coming in, Robbie Two Cuts. If you weren't here last night, you might have heard we had, at points, the space being communicate through again, the show. We're documenting and we're trying to do clips from the show when we had the space being on the show last night. And we did have a portion of that. I got to make sure that John Connors is here with us. So we're going to send him a message right now. Let's see here. Let's see. I just sent them a message. We are live. Little Journey Warrior, welcome. Everybody come now. I can see everybody. We've got everyone coming in here. Welcome to the show. Thank you for the heart, life journey. We appreciate all the gifts. Deborah, thank you. Everybody coming in here. This show is turning out to be really an important factor on the planet. Not that I wanted it to be that. I have nothing to do with it. But the space being and the space people that have made contact through encounters recently are doing it with John Connors and me together on the air. For some reason, that's how it works. And it's something like one is the receiver and one is the transmitter. It's like we're human conductors of some sort of galactic energy. So if you've been watching and watched the show from last night on YouTube, you would have heard at times the space being coming through. And they operate on a particular frequency, like a radio frequency or something. You know, there's frequencies in the universe. There's all kinds of frequencies. And they come in on a frequency. Paul, blessings. Good evening, Rob. Hey, Jan, welcome. I was out for a little bit. I was ready to go on earlier, but I went out for a while. And then it was almost 11, and I said, man, I was taken out, and now here, I'm ready to be here. Spirit, welcome to the show. A Life Journey Warrior. So you can watch last night's show on my YouTube channel, Astro Command Spaceship News. Oh yeah, I'm feeling a lot better than the last 2 weeks. I can actually have a whole sentence and speak. Much better. I've been drinking honey with tea, turmeric tea, and herbs. Yeah, UFO God, good to see you. Thank you, brother. So we're going to attempt to communicate with our space being. And again, I believe you spell the names. Don't do that. My cat's doing something I don't want her to do. And the being's name was Garakaro. I'll know tonight. Molly, good to see you. Kathy, welcome to Encounters. Adrian, Judy Bowman, everybody coming in here. So tonight, again, we're going to attempt contact, and if it happens, you will hear a space being come through the program. If you've been following this for the last 2, maybe 3 weeks, it started with Billie Holiday with a song. And then the following couple days later is when the being came through. And then it came through last night. So when we talk about my understanding of C5, the way I understood it in my teachings about C5, contact with extraterrestrial intelligence, you know, one would always think you got to get a group together. You study the application of C5, the protocol of contact, and you can see, you can have space beings visit you in the skies above with an orb, a spaceship, or whatever, right? But now This takes CE5 to a whole different level. It does. This takes CE5 to a level where there is something going on. These particular group of beings from the star system Sirius have been watching me for a long time. Now, what is a long time in terms of Earth words? The sentence long time versus a space being and a group of space beings from the star system Sirius. If we make contact tonight, I'm asking them what planet they come from. Whoops. I'm asking them, what's going on here? What planet they come from. You know, so I'll be definitely doing that. So we'll see what happens with that. But I'm hoping that John Connors will be with me tonight. We are the two that have to come together for the communications to occur. I will be asking Kara, I'm going to pronounce it wrong almost. Garaka maybe. Garaka. So in a little bit, we're going to focus, and I'll start off before John Connors gets in here. We're going to focus on contact with the space being. What will happen is, the way I understand it, it's a static. There'll be static coming through the broadcast. Once the static comes through, that will be the point of where the space being will be coming through. If the space being comes through, your phones will be affected. Your batteries will be affected. Everything will be affected. Your energy field will be affected in a positive way. You'll feel something going on. Yeah, G-O-D, Godiko maybe. Godiko? Okay. Godiko. It was like Godiko. All right. We'll go with that. Godiko. So we'll call out for Godiko in just a little bit. When we do this, we're going to ask everybody, new or not new to this show, welcome everybody who's new, but we want to make sure everybody clears their consciousness. Everybody be still, meaning be still with your thoughts. In order for this to happen, it's like a mass meditation on encounters. But what we're doing is we're focusing our consciousness to Godiko. Godiko, we'll go with that. Deborah D says Godiko. And we'll focus on that. So we're just getting kind of, things going here. We're just starting here. People heard about what happened last night, and what happened a few nights ago, who were not here. Welcome to the show. We'll interview people about their visitations and ET contacts as we normally do, and also any UFO sightings. Yes, Flo, yes, I finally have just about beaten this thing. My energy level is really high. And I am ready for contact. I'm ready for contact, actually, on a lot of levels now. I now understand what I did not understand before. I now understand it. I also understand that there will be a time of physical contact with these space people from the star system Sirius. Okay. Jake, I'm glad you're feeling better. Yeah. It's definitely important. I don't know yet what it will be like should this happen, but they had told me that they've been waiting forever for me to contact them. Well, how would I know? I mean, I'm just here living on Earth, doing Earth things. How would I know they've been waiting for me? But they found a way to communicate. They said, there he is on Earth on a thing called TikTok, and we will communicate with him. So they found me. And I'm glad they did. You see? And they very, very much love our planet. They want us to live in peace. I've stated to him last night, Godiko, that I wish to, when they can, take me aboard their ship, show me their planetary system where they live. See, I have no fear. I have no fear. I'm not afraid. You know, some people might be afraid of things that are different and unknown to them. I mean, hey, look, how many people have been on a spaceship going to another planet in the star system Sirius? Can anybody say they've been there yet? I mean, in reality, right? So I've had a lot of deep thoughts going through me in the last few weeks, and especially last night, and thinking about what it's going to be like when we meet. And I don't know when that time is, but they made the initial contact. They're the ones who came here. They contacted me with John. And for that, I'm humbled. I'm very humbled for that. You know, it could be anybody. The contactees of the 50s and 60s who wrote their books went on spaceships in the deserts of the United States and other places with humans that were, they said they were Venusians or whatever. You know, they went on ships. They traveled. And the Venusians, as they call themselves, gave them messages to bring back to the people of Earth. And they did. But this is different. Now we have social media. We have these frequencies, many frequencies. And we made contact. We made the contact. Think about it. They made contact. We made contact through a frequency right here on social media. You know? So even tonight, I contemplated my thoughts, everything that's happening. You know, it's like an amazing journey. It is. It's an amazing journey. And tonight, hopefully, everyone will be able to experience the communications. My hope is that they will communicate again. They know that I have initiated the contact, and they did. We put the energy out there. We asked them to come forth. We asked for the contact, and they did. And now we have a relationship. It's like meeting a diplomat, excuse me, from another planet, you know? And you meet that diplomat from another planet. You've never met them before. And you build a relationship. You know? Deborah says she thought about it all day. You build a relationship. You know, and I'm honored if I built that bridge between our world and their world. I feel humbled and honored in my mission work to have done that. If I've rapidly increased the possibilities of contact, I'm humbled by that. Because anything I do is not for me, it's for the whole planet. Anything I do in this show is not for me, it's the whole planet. Really, it's all about the planet. This one planet called Earth that we live on. You know? So we'll see what's going to happen. I'm hoping that John Connors is on tonight. Maybe he gets my telepathic message. But we will persevere. We will make contact. It will happen. So I want to take a little bit of time to focus on meditation, focus on our space contact. I want to try to facilitate communications. I know how to do this. Now I do. I thought I did before, but now I know. One has to be very specific. One has to be very specific. That's how you communicate with the galactic level, so to speak. They very much want you to be specific. Not like just very general. They want to be very specific with you. So we're going to try to do this. Not even going to try, we'll do it. So I'm making sure the volume's up. Is it up? Yeah, it's up now. And we're going to, hopefully, through the frequency of sound, bring in our space brother. And if it doesn't happen right away, no big deal. Viola says volume is good. So I'm going to bless our room. First off, I ask that the Ashtar Command protect this room, protect this area, protect everybody in the room who's on this broadcast. I ask that Kedaramanka and those fleets of light protect everybody here. And no cosmic jokers, no cosmic jokers, and no cosmic jokers. So as I close my eyes, I'm going to focus on Godiko, Godiko, Godiko. I hope I'm pronouncing it as close as I can. I am Bella Love, welcome. Godiko, if you can hear me, wherever your ship is, if you can hear me, I am reaching out to you. And only you and your many, many star people on your ship. Whenever you decide to come through, you're welcome to do so. John Connors is not here yet. I know you prefer to have both of us on together, but if you're able to come through with us, come through on our broadcast, please do. Godiko, thank you, Deborah. Godiko, if you can hear me, I'm trying to communicate with you on your frequency, if you can hear me through whatever frequency you're on. We'll see what happens. And I am attempting to get John here with me. He'll get the message. Commander, did John come through the portal on Sunday? No, we're going to be rescheduling it. But we will have, that's a whole thing. But thank you for asking. No, not yet. I ask on Godiko. I'll go back here. I'm asking on Godiko to join us. Godiko, can you hear me? Godiko, can you hear me? It feels like I'm talking on a ham radio or something. I know it feels kind of weird, calling out to someone that is not responding, but it feels like a galactic ham radio. Don't know how else to describe it. We're going to bring Chesno up here. And he's going to be with us. So we're bringing Chesno up here. Welcome everybody coming in here. Just be patient, relax. Or CB, Garrick Gonzalez says yes. Crypto mining companies, that's a good name. We have crystals everywhere. We got a whole bunch of crystals to the right of me here. Hopefully Chesno's still here. I don't know if he is or not. Well, I sent him an invitation. He's probably here somewhere. And we'll also bring Grace in. Let's see if Grace is around. We'll see if Grace is around. All right, we're going to try this here. I just sent Skip to Grace a message, and we'll see if she's awake at 11:32 in the evening on a Tuesday. The rabbit hole is doing good. He'll be back at some point, but he has come in to watch. He is doing well. Thank you for asking, Linda. Welcome all the new people. Garcia Ghost, Brian. See a lot of people here. Gloria 19. I'm CmdrAleon. For those that are new here, this is a show called Encounters. We started this show last year as a show for just talking about spiritual visitations, UFO sightings, and the like. That's how we started it. Oh, you got your hands full at the moment. I'm listening, though. Okay. No problem. So now we're in the mode of contact. We're in the mode of, at this time, contact. That's the only thing right now that is important. You know, when things like this happen to you, it changes your consciousness. It really does. You know, I mean, if you're sitting in your room and we weren't on TikTok and some space being comes right to your door and then knocks on the door, rings the doorbell and says, "Can I come in? I've been waiting to meet you for a long time." Same idea. Same idea. Just that the space being is meeting you here using social frequencies of media to communicate. Why not? You know, we're a small planet now. We have all this social media, telephones, cell phones, whatever, right? Why not? Why not make contact where the people are? You know, social media. And my YouTube channel, Iron W, thank you. If you're going to listen to last night's show and you missed it, at whatever time this week, what's left of it, go to my YouTube channel, Astro Command Spaceship News. You will see it titled, and you can watch the whole broadcast from last night. You'll see the other broadcast as well. It's also titled. Hey, Romeo. So, yeah, I'll definitely interview people that have had sightings and also visitations. I don't hear anything. You know, not at the moment. But we will, as soon as I get John Connors on here, I'm going to send these little messages. Yeah, I'm not getting anything right now. But I will send them these different messages. I'll see if Grace is on. I don't know if she's doing a live or what she's doing. Yeah, there's nothing yet. I'm putting down join us. I sent him a message, join us. And I know he's awake. I just have to get the contact here. Me Seeks. Hello, Me Seeks. Welcome to the show. So tonight's show is going to be kind of special because now it's not just about interviewing. Oh, you're welcome, E6. Not just about hearing people's visitation stories and UFO sightings from last night, but it's about contact. It's about communications, relationships with our space brothers. And if you're new here, we don't channel anything. There's no channeling. We don't, have channels coming here. I'm from the planet Yuhu. We don't do that. What we do here is have real information from people. What we do here is people share a bit about themselves, about their encounters with space people. That's the real truth of the matter. So if you heard about what happened, if you've watched the clip I posted on TikTok, I posted the new clip earlier this evening, you'll hear at the beginning as people are getting excited, a little bit of the space being speaking, and then the frequency goes low, so you can't hear them. Captain Duval says, do I have any what? Deborah, thank you for the roses. Do you have any? So don't be in a rush here, folks. The space beings, they don't rush. There's no rush. What are people rushing for? The only thing rushing is people's minds. Consciousness rushing. But no need to rush. Just be still. Do you have any experience? Me, Sheik says, I'm convinced TikTok picks up videos from multiple tree realities. Dane Pogo, I'm watching one right now. Tom Perez, I visited Puerto Rico and we saw a UFO and we thought it crashed and we ran to the crash site. Interesting. Hey, Tom, we'd like to bring you on to talk about that. I'm bringing Tom on as we wait for contact to occur. This is our first guest on Encounters. Tom, welcome to the show. I'm CmdrAleon, your host, and your sentence there caught my attention. And welcome.
Good evening. How are you?
We're doing well, and yourself?
I'm doing well, thank you. So I was with my ex-wife, and we're all sitting on the porch, and we went to Puerto Rico on vacation, and we're just sitting on the porch, and everyone's like, look up in the sky, and I'm like, I don't see anything, and then it grabbed my eye, and the thing was like rotating, but I don't know if it was going back and forth or whether it was going in a ring circle. And it was above a palm tree, and it just went, and we all started running to because we all thought it had crashed. And all I remember was that I was holding my brother-in-law's hand because he was crying and he pissed himself. And we just went back to the house, and by the time we got back to the house, all the power in Puerto Rico had gone off.
Really?
Yes.
That's after this sighting occurred, correct?
Yes.
And when was the date of this sighting?
1993.
Okay. 1993. And when it disappeared or wherever it went, did you have an idea how far away it was from, where it was originally?
It was high up, and let me tell you, the technology it had, it went it went away so fast that we had to run to see whether it had crashed or not, but it
Yeah,
didn't. And we were going into, you know, it was a nice little neighborhood, people's backyards and what have you. We're going into people's backyards to find out whether it had crashed or not.
yeah.
And upon returning back, I just remember holding my brother-in-law's hand. He was crying and he had, urinated on himself, and
Hmm.
it was crazy.
Hmm. That is a crazy experience. So wherever this thing went, this UFO or spaceship went, you were not able to find it.
No.
It
Well,
just totally
obviously it didn't
disappeared.
crash. It just disappeared.
Yeah, yeah. Well, they can do that. They can, if they're going real fast, they can disappear. Or if it operates on a various vibrational frequency, it can just blink out in front of your eyes and it's not there anymore.
Or they have technology where they may have like a mirror where you look in the sky and what you see is the background instead of what you're seeing,
And
you know?
also, Tom, it could have gone through a portal. Sometimes these spaceships can go through, they can open a portal to go back to wherever their frequency is. And that's also been noted by people over the last few decades. They'll see something, a portal opens up and it's gone. It disappears. So there's three different possibilities. Either it went through a portal, it blinked out into another vibrational frequency or cloaked itself, or it could have been a number of different possibilities, but obviously it didn't crash, so it disappeared.
Yeah, it freaks me
Interesting.
out. And until this day, it's like still freaks me out.
Yeah.
I still have dreams about it.
So instead of
'Cause
getting freaked
everyone
out,
else saw it
yeah,
and I didn't see it. And they're like, look, look, look. And I'm looking and I'm like, oh my God.
yeah,
And, it was like, wow.
yeah. No, I mean, you don't forget something like that. You never forget. Hey, you have an experience like that, you're not going to forget it. You're going to remember every aspect of that experience.
Yeah.
Uh, Now, I appreciate you sharing that
Okay.
story.
Thank you.
Hey, thanks for being here.
And
And we're
it's a
going to bring
true
this
story,
next.
by the way.
Well, I believe it's a true story. That's why we have people on
A lot
here.
of people don't think when you say things like this, come on, you're dreaming, oh, whatever, whatever. No, was true.
Yeah. No, I believe you. I do believe you. Hey, Tom, I want to thank you for being here.
Thank you.
That's why I want you to be able to share your story because it's important people know these things have happened to people. And on this show, uh, it's a place where people can actually come on and share those things. So we very much appreciate you, Tom. And we are
Thank you
following
so
you too.
much.
Thank you. And let's do this here. And now we have Mr. Camillan's been on before. Good evening. How you doing?
Great, great. I tried to get on. I think yesterday you were on, but I kind of seen you late. Um,
Yeah,
I'd come across a group. They call themselves TLS. It's called,
TLS.
yeah, the Light System. And they brought something to my attention that I'd kind of never thought about before. I had kind of been feeling like the orbs that I'd been telling you about in the sky, the UFOs
Yeah,
and stuff. I was connected with them. They had some kind of connection to me,
yeah.
and I never had a problem. Like I explained last time I was on the show, I'd seen it. My fiance seen it with me, and then all of a sudden, as soon as we seen it get into a dogfight. And we
Hmm.
seen the one star, the UFO moved in the sky, and it's like something else seen it. And as soon as we seen it move, the other star seen it move, and it started
Hmm.
going towards it. And when it did, it took off. The original one took off. And so since then, I hadn't seen him. And this was
Yeah,
something that I've seen regularly. Like I'm
yeah,
talking every few weeks I could go outside and it's like I had a presence of it. I knew it was there.
yeah.
But ever since that moment, I've realized that I haven't had that feeling. And it almost makes me think, I think the government was trying to take it down. And
Yeah, reverse engineered craft.
yeah, they were trying to shoot it down, I think. And that was I think they're almost not so much worried, but I think that it caused a complication that I don't know how they knew, you know what I'm saying, or what happened. And since then, I have not seen them since that night. And so it's kind of an update.
Yeah, and the thing is, a positive group of space people would not go after another spaceship. They would leave it alone.
Yeah.
Now, there could be some lower vibrational ETs that were going after it, or it could be the government, which is reverse engineered technology, because our government has been known to try to shoot down non-terrestrial spaceships. It's a fact. They have tried to do it. You might be onto something about that. I think you're probably right.
I think as soon as I had the feeling and I seen you, I was like trying to get on that night. I was like, well, I'll see him again. But I truly think that maybe be careful, who you're opening up with, maybe, because I don't know if maybe I might have brought her in at a time that it wasn't ready, and maybe that's why that happened or something, because she was blown away. When she seen it, she was totally flabbergasted.
I would tell you it's nothing you did. I would say that when we do C5, the one thing we talk about is Christ consciousness. When you are out there and you do have a connection, you're like a clear connector yourself. Your consciousness is ready. You're ready. So the chances are there could be other things going on that doesn't want it to happen. Yeah. But when you do what you do, always ask for the Christed beings of light to assist you, protect your area of where you are, longitude, latitude of where you live. You can even ask that the Ashtar Command protect you. And I do this with a number of people, in your story particularly because of what happened. You want to do that because if the government is trying to go after these spaceships and chase them, that's an aggressive act.
Yeah.
Any positive galactic civilization would not attack another. For the most part. I mean, there have been intergalactic wars in the billions of years of Earth history that happens to be true. But this could be also, we know that our government, not our regular government, whatever that is, but that there are different levels of the military that are trained to try to shoot down galactic spaceships.
Yeah, and also kind of just UFOs. To say, if maybe like me, some people haven't had that connection in a while, or as of late, that may be another reason why is there's some kind of conflict going up there, because I've seen it with my own eyes. Yeah. And like I said, ever since that night, I felt this disconnect from it, that I don't even have an urge to go outside and stare at the stars like I would. It's more of like I don't know how to explain it. I just know that I'm supposed to be there. You know what I'm saying? I'm supposed to be at that moment, and I just haven't felt it. And I don't know if it's because they're, have what it is, but I do think that has some.
You can do through meditation, Mr. McMillan. I would recommend meditation to reconnect, but also remember there's cosmic jokers. So when you're consciously sitting there, ask who you're communicating with, always. That's the one thing I teach people. Ask who you're communicating with. If they are not of the Christed levels of light, you can just disconnect communications constantly. You can break it right off. But don't ever give up on what you in your heart knows to be true, because in your heart, your higher self knows you're there to make contact with positive beings of light. Don't ever give that up. Just refocus your energy on meditation, higher frequency music, which you can pretty much get it through the Alexa app or through YouTube, and focus on beings of light. And just say, hey, look, the ship that had left here is not here anymore. I wish to find out if you are Christed beings of light, why you left. Who are you?
Also, around that time, I actually was laying in bed, meditating, praying, and I started glowing. I started glowing like a light bulb. I could see, if you ever looked at the sun with your eyes closed, you can tell where the sun's at in the sky, because you see it. Yeah, I thought someone was flashing a flashlight on me. I was like, come out of it because it was at nighttime, and I'm like, whoa, what was that? My wife, she's in bed. She's like, no, I didn't see anything. And I'm like, okay. So I went back into meditation, into prayer, and this time it came out of me, came out of my chest right here, came straight out of me, and it was a ball of light, and it came straight over to the back door and went out the back door fast as light. I was like, what in the world just happened? No lie.
I would say that. I
was like, whoa, what was that? And I just haven't since. And that was around the same time that happened. Those, in the same couple of months.
With the ship and the other thing, right?
Yeah, with the ship and the other thing. And in that same time, because that's where I started noticing this disconnect. So I was praying more, and I was meditating, and I was getting in. I'm like, what's going on? I feel this disconnect. What's going on? And then this event happened. And ever since then, I've just had very vivid dreams of things, but less in the physical. That's more in the spiritual, I would say, is like the dreaming and stuff. Yeah. Where before that, things were very physical in the physical realm of things, to where it's almost switched over now to a distance, a spiritual side.
You know what? And the spiritual side is even more important. So it's giving you a break from the physical.
Yeah.
To have the spiritual growth. The spiritual growth is really what you really need now. And that's important for any contact with space beings. Is anybody hearing static?
Is it me?
No, it's not you. There's a reason why I'm asking that. We have contact with a space being on this show. You probably didn't know that.
I've seen it last time. And that was all in the same day. I found out the TLS, and then immediately they brought me, after I was finished looking through those videos, diving in it. It showed that podcast where you were talking to, I think his name was John, who was channeling. Yeah.
Yes.
And I was
he wasn't channeling. He was bringing. He uses a radio on a certain frequency. They came through the radio, through the frequency, and he was telling me what was going on. For just a moment, we had static. There's a little bit of static now. Very light, yes. I think we're going to have contact pretty soon. I can feel it. And you're on at a great time, Mr. CmdrAleon. If we have contact, the being will speak through the broadcast, and you will hear it.
Yeah, and it was funny how not funny, it was... You guys were like, they're telling me where the spaceship is and stuff like that. And I was like, wow, it's like they wanted me to hear this is because I was just having this overwhelming feeling. I was like, oh my gosh, I put them in danger. Like me, wanting this or me doing this, and they want to explain to me that, they're still around. There's something going on that we may not know,
Yeah, and the meditation thing that you're talking about is so good that you're saying that. It's giving you time to reflect and go within, which is extremely important. Hold on a minute. Good thing I have apple cider.
Yeah.
I got plenty of juice here. But it's really important that people do what you're doing, because then when you do reconnect them, it'll make such a big difference. And that's really key that you're sharing the story. And you have plenty of time to reconnect. I mean, it's not like you have to rush.
No, I know. But I just kind of wanted to get that part of it out there with people like, us that are going through this, and maybe they were going through the same thing, and that way they know, hey, you're not alone, and there may be a reason why, because the dogfight didn't look peaceful. It looked like it was dangerous. It looked like it was imminent,
Right. And the other ship or craft was being the aggressor to the other one.
Yes, because the one popped up and showed itself to us, because I was telling her, I was like, just watch. I was like, I promise. You just look up here. I know they're there. I said, just look. And she said, babe, this one, it's getting brighter. Look at it. And I'm like, okay, calm down. That's it. And then she's like, what's that? Another one's moving. And it started coming straight towards him. And it dipped out just immediately.
Oh, yeah.
It was aggressive.
Yeah, that was It was aggressive act. It might have been, and I can't prove this,
Yeah.
but it potentially could have been reverse engineered technology that our military is using to attack these non-terrestrial spaceships. I just want to say, I'm hearing. Go ahead.
Go ahead, baby. He's telling you. Yeah.
It would have had to been like what he's saying. Like they were just standing still, and then that little like what extraterrestrial
UFO.
being
Yeah.
UFO was just moving, nonchalantly, didn't know anything was going on, and all of a sudden that star just darted right after
it blew
But
me
no,
away. I had never
but
even. I've seen this
the-
stuff a long
but the
time, and
crazy
I
part
never
about it
seen
is
something
when
like that before.
thing darted at it, they changed directions.
90
that
degrees,
one-
just
yes, and then that thing started chasing it.
It
looked
was
aggressive.
amazing.
Oh my God.
It was
It looked
amazing.
aggressive.
I was like, whoa.
And he would tell me about, seeing these things, and like I'd go out there, I see one, but I would kind of write it off in my head that it could have been a drone, or something out there, until that night when we were out there and seeing that is the craziest thing I've ever seen.
So you knew that it wasn't a drone. After that, you said, okay.
No,
yeah.
no, it's not.
There's
It's
no
no
way.
drone.
There's
It's
no
not.
way.
Well, I know
it's-
that.
Yeah, no, yeah.
That-
She
So
knew
now
then.
but after that, I question everything else that we have seen out there.
Good
Yeah.
for you. See,
Yeah.
it takes
Yeah.
one experience like that for your wife to have or whatever to change
Yeah.
your whole thinking about how reality is and
It really
why
did.
are we here. It really does.
Yeah.
That's what does it.
Yeah.
That's amazing. That really is a great story. I'm actually glad I'm glad she actually got to see that.
Me too,
You know.
because
Me
it was
too,
something that
me
we had
too.
talked about for a long time, and I knew that it wasn't going to be something that happened immediately. It was going to take some, comfortability. Because again, I kind of always had a feeling that they were watched,
Yeah.
And I think that when someone else was brought in, that's when that star came in. I almost feel like as soon as it clicked in her head, oh my gosh, he's not lying. That thing is connected to him. That's when the star moved and was like, oh no, you don't. And chased him off. I couldn't believe it. I never could forget it.
No,
But-
I will never forget it either. The story is so amazing. You never get to hear these stories like a craft attacking another craft, but that's one of the first stories I've heard ever since the show. So I really am appreciative of that story because it just shows that either it's a negative ET group trying to go after another group of beings, or it's our government. And our government does have the ability to do these things.
And Poetic Justice is right. I'm not for sure what's been going on with Florida, but I've also, I will be honest, that I had a dream of sleep paralysis in that same probably 6-month period. And when I came out of the paralysis from my sleep, there was a spirit there. And it was, it didn't look friendly. It looked menacing. It was a black, shadowy. I don't almost like talking about it too much because that's one side that I feel like people start, judging you over, but it is true.
Yeah.
It really happened. And so maybe that was the one that chased him off. I don't know. But there has been in Florida some definitely heightened spirituality around here.
Yeah, also in Florida, there is the Bermuda Triangle, which I've had a lot of people in Florida on my show. They all live, not all of them, most of them live in the Bermuda Triangle that are having visitations, sightings of spaceships. They all live in that area. So let's not forget, my friend James, he's in Florida too. A lot of people are seeing spaceships, or you want to call UFOs, in Florida.
Yeah.
It's a very, very high percentage of that happening.
And it's happened since I was a child. The first time it ever happened that I explained to people how it happened, I was laying in my bed. I was probably about right around September 9/11. It was the same year as that. I had a feeling that my favorite football was outside. And this feeling told me, it said, go outside and get your football. It's your favorite football. Why would you leave it outside? And I was like, okay, whatever. It was pitch at night. I woken up from my
Right.
sleep, and I go out there, and when I do, I get this ominous feeling, like a little bit of anxiety. I'm like, oh, I'm outside at night, and I'm young. I'm not supposed to be out here, right? So I see my
Yeah.
ball out there, and I go to pick it up, and I'm like about to head back in to start running back. And when I do, I see up in the sky, I couldn't see a ship. All I seen was
Yeah.
lights. And like back
Yeah.
in the day around September 11th, we didn't really know what RGB lights were, like the rainbow lights that are on all the computers, and it's the newest, coolest thing now.
Yeah.
That's what the spaceship was doing. It was right above me. And I don't know if I had time dilation or time missing and stuff. I was so young and I don't remember. But I do remember seeing this thing and like looking up and being like, oh my gosh, what is that? And so
Yeah.
I've explained to her ever since that time in my life, I have felt this connection with what I tell her is up there. That thing is connected to me somehow. I don't know how.
Yeah.
I don't know at what level, but somehow I know when it's around and it knows when I'm around.
Yeah. That's amazing.
I don't know.
You'll figure it out. You will
I
know.
hope so.
Just the way you know it is I teach people one thing is the word higher and self. Higher and self. Every single person like yourself has a higher self. Everybody does. Not everybody knows it. Those who are awake know it. You have to connect to a higher self. Meditate, connect to your higher self, and ask about that. You'll get the information. It's within
And
you.
I
You
found it's
already
even
have
been
it.
a little harder to meditate since then too. I find
Wow.
myself going into the meditation and then feeling like I don't know what to do. Weirdly, like before it was so easy. I'm the light,
Mhm.
just in this feeling, it was felt so easy and so free, so natural. And then as of late, it's hard to do it even more than 10 minutes. After about 10 minutes, I feel like, oh, what? Nothing's going on. I don't feel
Yeah.
anything. You know what I mean? And it's so strange to me. It's very, very strange to me over the last couple of weeks since, even since we've spoken.
Yeah. No, it's things.
Because I think
Well,
I found you almost only a couple days after that event had happened. I found you. And that was the
yes,
first
you
time
have
I seen you and came to your show and said that stuff. It was right afterwards. It was still fresh in my
afterwards.
brain.
Yeah. See,
Yeah.
that's the way things work. It's like your inner guidance will find me, or inner guidance will find whoever it's supposed to find. Your
Yeah.
higher self is what did that. It wasn't so much your outer self. Your higher self said, "I know where he needs to go."
Yeah.
You found me. I found you by you finding me. Now we know each other. We're friends.
Yeah.
Everyone becomes a friend of the show here with their experiences, and that to me is the most beautiful thing. Is that people know they can trust this program, where they're going to be able to finally state what's going on with them, with sightings, with visitations. The visitation stories I've seen here since last year are amazing. People are amazing. I love hearing people's stories.
Yeah, and that's why I was
and
in the live listening to your other friends and stuff, that were, our friends talking about their encounters and what they're, finding out and stuff. And I just like to hear it, man, like people to
yeah,
be open about it.
and we all learn from each other too. I learn just as much as host from people telling their stories as people might learn from things I share, about being from Mars, about working in Christ consciousness. I feel like a multi-dimensional cosmic book when I'm on here. No matter what I do, it's like I don't need to go on websites for information. Everything is within me. Everything is within you.
Love that.
That's what it is. So, I always tell when people try to come on here and come on here and start telling me, well, it's a person that the other night we just knocked him out of the universe, telling me I have a contract with them. That doesn't happen with me. That's like, okay, I have power over you. Nobody has power over anybody. If you ever see people on an ego trip saying, well, I have power over you, Commander, or this person or that person, disassociate with them right away, because that's ego.
Yeah.
The ego is as big or bigger than the brain.
And I try to make that known when I say like it's connected to me and stuff like that. I don't think that makes me so much special. Like it can be taken that way when I say it. I feel that conviction. Yeah. It's not really that. It's more of, it's like it feels like it's someone I know. You know what I mean? It's like it feels like it's someone I know there, but I can't remember who it is. Weirdly, that's the feeling that I get. Like when your grandma comes over or something, what I mean?
Right.
Like, I don't know. It's weird. So I thank you for letting me share my story.
Oh, thank you for sharing it. And it's been a blessing to have you back on again.
Yeah.
And I think we're going to hopefully have some contact tonight. As I look at it with our space brother, if he is to come through, he will. If he's not able, again, they are on a spaceship. They're doing things that I don't even know what they're doing. But they were over Hawaii last night, over the islands of Hawaii, and probably cloaked, very high in the atmosphere. So, Mr. McMillan, thanks, man, for coming back on. It was interesting hearing your story, your wife sharing part of her story. It's just a beautiful thing. We appreciate it so much.
Yeah, anytime. All right. I'll be around.
And if anything else happens, give me an update when you start doing the meditations 100%. And focusing on the space people. All right, sir. Mr. McMillan, everybody. And we're going to bring GameFed in here. Let me get his microphone going here. GameFed, are you with us? Thank you, Friends with Fairies. Oh, okay. Oh, there he is. Hey, GameFed, how you doing?
Good, how you doing?
Good, you have a lot of noise going on there.
Yeah, I'm driving the semi right now.
Oh, you're driving a semi, okay.
Yeah, I just wanted to call in. Okay, cool. I wanted to call in and tell you about a sighting I had on Tuesday morning.
Okay.
And I was driving through southern Minnesota early in the morning. I don't know the exact time, but I have a dash cam rolling to catch this stuff. And suddenly I don't know, for some reason I had a feeling to keep looking up at this cloud. Like, I couldn't help myself from stop looking at it, right? So as I got real close, I don't know, I'm sure you guys are all familiar with the Phoenix Lights.
Yeah, the Phoenix Lights.
V shape, right, with the white lights on the bottom. Well, suddenly I had a strong urge to look up again at this cloud. And suddenly these lights turned on real slowly, and it was spaced just like the Phoenix Lights. I saw both sides of this V. I didn't see the V per se, but I did see the lights all light up. And for how high it was, a regular airplane would have been a dot, in the cloud where it was. And the lights just slowly turned on. They stayed on for about 2 seconds, and then they slowly shut off.
Wow. And this was Tuesday night?
Tuesday morning.
Wow. Tuesday morning.
Around 2:40. Yeah.
2:30 a.m. in the morning. Interesting.
Yeah, it was in southern Minnesota. The thing, whatever it was huge, and it had that same V shape as the Phoenix Lights. It looked identical to it.
Wow. So see, folks, this is the kind of information we need. We're getting real information from people. He drives a semi truck, 2:30 in the morning, Tuesday night. A spaceship appears, and he sees it. Yeah, that's pretty amazing.
I should have it recorded too on my dash cam. So if I find it, I have the video all set up for review. So if I do see it on the camera, I'll definitely send it in to you so you can check it out.
Oh yeah, I'd love to. That's amazing. He was saying it's similar to the Phoenix Lights. Very interesting. Very interesting. All right.
That's all I got,
man. Hey, I appreciate it. If you say anything in the sky, drive safe. Have a good Thanksgiving, and we'll see you again.
Absolutely. You too, buddy.
All right. That was Phoenix Lights. He's in a semi-truck. Just if you didn't understand it, 2:30 in the morning, Tuesday night, he was driving his truck, and he saw lights like Phoenix Lights. They looked like the Phoenix Lights, and he has it recorded. He's going to check the thing out to see if I recorded on his dash cam. So that was really beautiful. So this is really what's happening. The spaceships are showing themselves. They're being more apparent in our atmosphere. They don't care anymore. The galactic levels are here. They're here now. And they are going to be more of them in 2024. I don't make many predictions, but everything's going to increase tenfold. You think this year was crazy with all the stories I've heard. In 2024, you're going to see things that are going to blow your mind up in the skies above you. Going to blow your mind. Many of you are going to have dreams next year. What you call a dream, a cosmic dream. I think it's not so much that. We're just moving into a higher frequency, Tom. We're moving into a higher vibrational pattern. Yeah, I think that's what's happening. I'm pretty accurate in my information. So the bit that I will tell you is next year, things are rapidly increasing now. The timeline is changing for contact. So a lot more people are going to be having contact. Why do UFOs come our military bases close by? Many of the galactic ships will go and shut down military bases with nuclear weapons. They just did this in the last 3 months. They went over nuclear bases in the United States and shut down the electrical systems. They also did this in Russia a few months ago and a few other places. How do I know this? We have a contact in the Department of Defense who is part of our show when she can come on here, and she gives us information that's top secret. That's why. They monitor, the space beings monitor from afar all our military installations that have weapons that can destroy the planet. And they will turn those weapons off. They will dismantle the electrical systems in a nanosecond, should we try to do anything. So I just want you to know that. Just want you to know that. And on this show, we do, when our contacts here from the DOD, we will disclose top secret information. So if you're new to this show, that's one of the things that you will see when our DOD contact comes on here. She's here to give us information that's top secret. And we will give you the best information we can. Oh, yes, top secret information from our contact in the DOD. So I am hoping my good friend in Arizona, John Connors, turns his TikTok on. Can she jump on now? Yes. Who wants to jump on and share a story? Who's the person? I might have missed it. I am trying to see who that was. Hey, little butterfly. The DOD lady. Oh, no, she's not on right now. The DOD lady is very busy. I was in contact with her the other day. She'll be on when she can. She's overseas, and they have her traveling all over the place. But we will have her on when she is able to come on. I think Opalani wanted to get in here. Let's see. Yes. We are now. It really feels good to do this way, right? One person at a time. Hey, good evening.
Hi, how are you?
We're doing good. Things are really amped up here.
That's awesome. Yeah, I had to. I emailed you actually about this the other night. I guess Sunday night. I came on about 12:30, and I watched the last 30 minutes of the show. The static waves, like the ocean waves, came through. I was activated in that moment. It was wild. So at the end of the broadcast, I went out, and I still don't know who Gecko is. But you were speaking of Gecko.
Yes. And are you on the East Coast? I forgot what part of the country you're in.
No, East
Yes.
Coast. South
Oh, yeah.
Carolina.
And I was corrected by the space being of what his name was. It was kind of funny. But they last night were over the Pacific over the Hawaiian Islands. Now, nobody probably saw them because they were probably cloaked. Their ship probably was unseen. It was Godiko. Debris says the name of it is Godiko. Godiko.
Okay. So
Or Godiko.
my intention was, I went outside, I sat, I called in my guides, I called in my spirit or great spirit, the creator. And then I spoke to whomever was trying to speak. And, of course, I said that I am human and I have fears. So if you can help me to dismantle that. And with my guides, of course, like, I would love to talk. And maybe it's not here in person, but let's have a conversation. So I went to bed around 1:11-ish, I feel like. And it was only a few hours later when I woke up in like a war zone. It was audible. It was this deep booming voice, and it was a clear warning. And it was like I had 18 hearts in my body, and they were all thromping at the same time, saying, "You're in danger. This is happening now. They're here now. You must take your family and shelter in place." Now that's weird, but some of us have experienced like severe anxiety in the middle of the night. I calmed down. I went back to sleep. I don't even know. Time doesn't exist there, right? Shortly after, I'm in a dream state and I'm dreaming. I don't know who I am. Obviously, I'm dreaming. But then there's this being which didn't have a form, but it starts communicating and it shows me a flashback of what happened. And it or they, I feel in the beginning, I thought it was one. They showed me my panic where I sat straight up where I was being.
Yeah.
And they said, we had to do that. We had to dismantle your guards and we had to make sure that you could remember this tomorrow. And immediately I wasn't just in a dreamscape. I was me. I was Crystal. And I remembered, the conversation that we'd had. I remembered that little girl's voice.
Yeah.
So I start communicating back and I'm thinking, again, knowing that I'm in a dream state, I'm thinking, okay, well, the second that this dream thinks I'm onto it, it's going to change as dreams do, or I'll go out. But that's not what happened. Like, it was back and forth communication. I'm not sure if they sent me the name Cricket. And they were talking about how they were the ones who were speaking through that tone. And in the moment, I was like, that was crickets. I don't know how that works. And then I was like, wait. So I'm in danger and crickets? And they said, no, but they gave me this tablet and it was cream colored and it had Sumerian looking.
A tablet looks Sumerian, yeah.
But it was moving and they would change. The symbols would change. I have a few of them deep ingrained in my mind. But they would move and immediately it was understood. The messages were clear. Like, this was somebody who's been on my team for a long time, although I still don't know. And I'm still searching. I hope that, now I had to come here and share that because it was directly correlated with this. So if you guys are here.
Did you hear that? You were on the other night. Did you hear the little girl's voice?
That's what I'm saying.
Now,
That's Cricket was saying it was them and that they were actually crickets or they were trying to impersonate cricket.
This little girl's voice, we're talking about the little girl. For people that don't know what happened, the show is on YouTube, as recommended. Spaceship News, watch the show. And I will tell you, I swear, the girl that came, some people said it was a young woman. To me, it sounded like a young girl and a little girl. And this little girl was as clear as day saying something.
Like, I'm on it.
Like she, and
that's
this little girl.
Said, in my opinion.
Yeah, so I'm going to go back to the recording at some point between now and tomorrow. And actually, I will try to find that part where she speaks and clip it out and put it on TikTok. She was as clear as the space being. The space being was on later. She came in way before that. She just, this girl's voice came through and started speaking like you're speaking. She was clear as can be. Absolutely. And I said to myself, okay, now this
we
little
wrote
girl,
it off at first. And then everyone was like, nope, my mic was muted.
Your mic was muted. Everybody heard this little girl's voice. Mm-hmm. And I'm thinking, is she from another planet? Is this little girl communicating on a ship somewhere and saying something? And it's not impossible that if there are space people on a spaceship that can communicate through this frequency, that the little girl had to say something and she spoke to us. So then we have not.
They did. I swear it was profound. That was the most recent experience that I've had and the most profound.
Yeah. So. A lot of people wrote this little girl off too. I thought I was going crazy. I said, wait a minute. I just heard a voice of a little girl on my show. Everyone was muted. Everybody that was on with me was muted on their mics. So I'm saying, where is this voice coming from? So this is what I do. And, that's how I validate the reality of what happens. If all the mics are muted, you can't have a little girl just coming through the broadcast and everyone's muted. How does that work? If someone is smart enough to tell me how it works technically, I'd love to know, and I'll buy a pizza, but you're never going to figure that out.
Well, and also if all 5 people who are on the live go and listen to this recording and they don't have a child that sounds anything like that.
Right. Oh, it was unbelievably clear. I mean, I was like, it took me by surprise.
It did.
Like, wait a minute. There's a little girl talking to me. And where is she coming from? Yeah. Things are getting kind of crazy in a good way.
It's interesting. I was thrown off by, and it's interesting because you were talking about Gecko and now it's Godiko.
Godiko. Yeah, Godiko.
Got to go.
Yeah, almost, right?
But for me to hear cricket, I don't know. I know it's relevant. I'm just not sure how yet.
Yeah. Yeah, you'll figure that out because obviously when the space being came through too, it changed the frequency on the broadcast immensely. It not only did that, technically a lot of people, not everybody, but a lot of people had phones that were fully charged up batteries and they lost half their power. This is, for those who weren't on about this, when my space friend comes through here on the program from their ship, some people say they lose half the power on their batteries on their phones while they're watching this. It's just true. I mean, it's exactly what's going on. So I'm sharing stories about what's happening when our friend comes on here. My Twisted Mystic knows that. A few of you who've been on here know that, who were here during the time of that encounter. So it really is, we're in an amazing time period here on this show. We're in an amazing situation here. I believe the show is now becoming a beacon for at least one group of space beings from the star system Sirius. My next is task, Godiko, about a song. It started with a song, and I'm going to play it one night, maybe tomorrow night, through the app I have here. And it was a song by Billie Holiday. I don't know how many of you know who Billie Holiday is, but it was a specific song because in my daughter's room, there is one of those ALEXA apps. I'm not going to say it because then she'll respond. And during that point, I was on a live, this is less than a few weeks ago, with the people on here. I turned my head this way because I hear music. I said, well, who's playing music? I turn my head again. I go in, and the app is on playing Billie Holiday, a specific song. And I keep getting the name wrong. It's almost like I'll See You Again is the name of the song, and something like that. But I know which one it is. I'll have to listen to that. I spent a lot of time one day listening to Billie Holiday songs just to try to figure out what it was. Well, I'm not going to play the song because people are sleeping. I'm away from the bedroom area, but I can't do that. But I will definitely play it for people to hear, because that song, the song it was when they tried to make contact with me. They used music. They were using music to make contact. And evidently they chose a Billie Holiday song, which actually got my attention. And then the contact started a few days later when they transmitted through my program here on Encounters. Then again, they came through last night when John Connors was on with me. And I wish John Connors was on right now, but he's probably sleeping. But yeah, we're going to definitely get our connection going with the space being. It's just right now, my main focus when I go live is to do the interviews, but also to have a place where the being from the star system Sirius can speak. I want to find out what planet they're from. I have so many questions now in my head. I don't have to write them down. Every question I have is in my head right now. Like, what planet are you from? I want to know about their planet, how their people live. And I want him to share that with us. So this is like we're building a relationship. We're building trust. And there's not been so much trust with the people of this planet because of the way we've been so hostile, not just with people from other planets, but with ourselves, with people on our own planet, how we've been hostile to each other. So it's an opening for us now to live in peace. It's an opening for us to have contact. And he said to me, we've been waiting, Commander, for a long time. When he came on last night, I heard him say, I heard this clear as a bell 3 times, Alien, Alien, Alien. The space being said, Alien, Alien, Alien. I heard it. And then one of the people was saying, he's calling you, Alien, he's calling you. And yeah, so we have a relationship now. I've never met this space being, but I got the strongest feeling pretty soon I'm going to have physical contact. I don't know what they look like or anything, but I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid because they come in peace. We do everything to protect ourselves when we make contact. So I know what I'm doing. Our group knows what we're doing. I've been around the block here a few times, so I'm very aware of what I'm doing.
I think that the more warriors that we have here, warriors in the garden is what I would call us. The more we attract and the stronger the force field is around us. So there's a level of safety there already, but there's a beacon or a magnet that is intensifying and calling in those people who I think that we've all been looking for them. We were afraid to find them, but we've been looking. And as far as like being, humans or Terrans, we've been put through trauma most of our lives, and we've been taught to not trust ourselves, which is worst of all, and to not trust anyone else. So they know that, and they know that fear can make us do fear and greed.
Yeah, no, very much so. And I'm looking at some of the notes here, and it's very true. Hazel MD, what is that? Oh, okay. That's coming from TikTok. I reached the goal or something. That's a TikTok thing. Oh man, that just got me there for a minute. Hazel MD says everyone's phone got really static-like. Then the little girl spoke. Yeah. So the other night, for people that missed it, and please watch my recorded show on Astro Command Spaceship News on YouTube. If you listen carefully, there's a static that comes in, and then the little girl speaks as clear as day. And I thought she was talking about my cat, Missy. That's what I heard. I could have sworn. I said, how would she know about my cat? I swear I heard that. I'm going to have to re-listen to it. But that's what I heard, Hazel says, the phones really got staticky that night when the little girl came through. it was a frequency, like the static happened, just like with the space being. It started with the static, but the girl, she came through the static clear as a bell. The space being from the spaceship came through like sound like sound like that, but he was speaking. It's just that the frequency wasn't clear enough for me to understand what he was saying. I had two people in different parts of the country that heard everything he said and translated it into English, into our language.
Right. And Kay was saying, remember, to me, the oddest part, because I went back and listened after, of course, this whole contact happened, and I was like, oh, he uploaded tomorrow. Yeah. I listened. And what I found interesting was Kay had just finished up telling her entire everything, which was wow. And then the static became, and it was like a brown noise, like a green noise, like a, you know what I mean? It wasn't one type of static or white. It wasn't white noise. It was like very complex. And she's going, yes, they're coming by here. They're taking supplies. They're taking supplies. And now she's starting to cut out and like go away and go away. And she said, yes, like about the comment and like that. And then boom, she was just gone. Like talking about, you not hear them? They're going. They're passing by right now. Oh, it was wild.
Yeah.
And the little girl sounded to me like she said, I'm on it.
Yeah, she might have said that.
I'll tag, if you go to that video and go to the comments, I timestamped it exactly when her
Oh, yeah, you did time. I saw you did timestamp it. You timestamped the video for where to hear the little girl. I'm going to have to clip that part and put it on TikTok. I think it's going to blow people's minds.
I'm on it, or I want it, but want it doesn't make as much. I don't know. You know, maybe I'm listening with my wrong ears. So we'll see.
Well, there's never a wrong ear, but you know, the thing is, you were there when it happened, and you did timestamp it. I have I have all the recordings saved. I will go back to that tonight after the show, and I'll just clip it really quickly and post it in the morning when it's daytime. At some point during the day when people are awake on TikTok all night long, so that's not a question. Yeah, Killa, I will definitely repost it. I'm going to cut the clip from what she has, and I will clip it and post it on TikTok. You'll hear a little girl's voice, and she's as clear as me speaking here with you. That's how clear it was. It is unbelievable, the things that are happening. Yeah, I mean, there's
an actual child. It was just like childlike. Like it was kind of a foreign tone. It was kind of a foreign, was that bravado or all of it? It was not obvious. Again, it took me outside and like I went out and had a real conversation. Like, hey, I know I wasn't ready before, but like let's go. Let's go.
I was almost tempted. I was caught off guard by the little girl's voice. I was almost tempted to ask her what planet she came from. But I think she was connected with the space beings from the star system Sirius. But she was really clear.
And whoever came to me be this color of yellow. And it's interesting that I've been wearing yellow since, but like they were wearing, and what was also interesting was that like after the original information, like when I was asking questions and they were giving me answers, like I was like, where should I go? And they were just like, they were my mom's house.
Here he is.
But yeah, it was like a neighborhood that was very foreign, but also like if you had every type of house in one neighborhood, wherever they're from is like there's homes, but I don't know, yellow is significant.
Well, I want you to stay on. I want to make an announcement, very important right now. John Connors is on here. We're going to get John Connors. You can stay with us here. John Connors is here. I believe we're going to make contact again. I want to explain something. What we're going to do is going to blow your mind. If you're not here on TikTok watching the show and you're watching somebody bouncing in a clown outfit or a cow outfit, you're on the wrong TikTok. Let me just tell you. Sorry I'm late. No. Okay, no problem, John. John's getting set up here, and we're going to make contact with our space person from the ship. Okay? When John gets on here, he has to be on with me. It won't work unless he's on. So him and I now know that we have to be on together, and then he'll set up a frequency that the space people are on, and we're going to make contact. We're going to speak to Godiko. And if I've gotten the name wrong, Godiko will correct me, I'm sure.
Can we ask Godiko about these crickets, though? Because I am genuinely confused.
Oh, you can definitely ask him.
I'm not, but I am curious.
We're going to get the frequency set. The frequency will be set. And I will say this right now. I call in Godiko. I want everyone to focus on this now. Everybody coming in here, focus your intentions. Clear your consciousness. Discipline your consciousness right now. Clear everything you're thinking about right now. I'm going to get John on here in a minute. Okay.
While he's getting ready, just so people sink in.
Yeah, people they're really focused. And I want to welcome my good friend, John. John and I evidently have a mission together, which is going beyond.
It's flatlining right now. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
John, good evening. Say hello to everybody. This is my good friend, John. And he is an amazing friend. And he also is what I call the Tesla of this time period. He and I have learned that we have to be on together to facilitate the communications with the space being. And I had this dream, John, not a dream, thought that we were both like antennas, like galactic antennas together. Like, What did they say? You're the transmitter, I'm the receiver? What was that? I don't remember.
I was the primer and you were the receiver.
I'm the receiver.
Yeah. No, you're the primer. So this is what's going on right now. I walked in, I just got in the door and this is what I walked into.
Oh, wow.
You see what I've been doing is I just turn down the volume on the radio and I just leave it that way. And when I come back, that's what it comes at. But last night after we got off, it was at like a high pitched squeal. Remember that one?
Yeah.
But it kept on doing that. This is off now. You can hear that. Listen. That's the volume all the way down.
Wow.
So that's what I'm trying to say. Like, you're the primer. I receive. Like, I guess when I even tried looking at it, the recording yesterday. It was just like, it's like a spirit box. I mean, dead on. That's a good analogy.
That is.
For real.
In this case, it's an ET box.
Or ET box, right?
It is an ET box.
My phone was at 60%. Now it's at 4%, which you know how it goes. So just let me plug it in and then I'll be ready to go from there.
And I want people to be conscious of a few things. If your battery power starts going low and you start hearing static, I can tell you right now, I'm starting to feel energy. Like I feel a beautiful breeze coming by. That's how I know something's going to happen. And we're going to have contact tonight. If you're not here and you've never seen this happen before in your whole life, you're about to experience something that is truly out of this world. I guarantee it. And if you don't believe that space people exist, you will after this happens. It'll shake your whole belief system. Isn't that what I'm here for? I'm here not just to do the show. I'm here to shatter all your 3D belief systems. I'm here to shake you up so hard that everything you were taught to believe in school is immaterial to what's going to happen here. Immaterial. And like I said, John and I have been, in a sense, out of the whole planet, John and I have to do this. Like we're antennas. We're like galactic antennas. And he also, with the radio frequency adjustments, he will adjust the frequency, which allows them to come through. I'm starting to feel a coolness of air. I mean, it's cool outside. I mean, it's cold in New England, but I'm starting to feel the energy. I'm starting to feel the energy. And when I'm in this mode,
When you're talking,
I'm just telling people what's happening here with us.
it's like amplifying you.
It's amplifying me.
Did you hear it? Now look at. I'm not saying anything. You can't hear it off of me. But now you talk.
I'm speaking now.
See?
So, okay, so I through that frequency, that's how I communicate with him.
Exactly. That's what I'm trying to say.
I think someone said the name of the space being is Godiko. Godiko. So I'm going to call on Godiko to communicate with us. People, please clear your consciousness. You can see the AM radio he's using in the house. He's sending it to a certain frequency.
For some reason,
Godiko. What?
that eats at my back big time. So give me a second.
Okay.
I've never had you locked in there. Now you were coming off. Did you hear it coming off the radio? You were talking and it was going through the.
That's crazy. I was going through his AM radio. That's crazy.
Side set up already. That's great.
Uh-oh. Now there's nothing going on.
Okay, so it's on an AM radio. It's an AM radio, and they operate at a certain frequency. So he's going to go to the frequency that our space contact is at. He's just trying. What John is doing now is going to the frequency that we were able to contact. So as John's doing that, I'm going to call for Godiko. Godiko, I invite you to speak before us on the show. I call in your communications with us, my space brother, that you communicate with all the people here. I also ask that the Ashtar Command protect this room. The Christ beings of the command protect every single person in this room, every single person in wherever they are, clear all the energies in their homes, everything, right now. Godiko, can you hear me? Godiko, can you hear me? Godiko, this is CmdrAleon. Can you hear me? And John Connors is, again, working on the frequency part of it. Once we're at the right frequency, we will make contact. I want to welcome everybody in here at 12:45 in the morning. I want to welcome every single person in here. This is Encounters, the spiritual UFO talk show on TikTok. I'm your host, CmdrAleon. My origin is from Mars. I work in Christ consciousness cosmically. I'm a talk show host on FM radio with Ashtar Command Radio on NPR radio. And John Connors is setting the frequencies so that we may have contact. Welcome, Central Louisiana. Godiko, please come in. If it sounds like I'm trying to talk on a radio, Just look at it as being a ham radio reaching out to the world, and you're trying to reach somebody. In this case, we're working in galactic frequency.
I think it's also about the position that you're in. And your ley line. It matches up with mine, but it picked up like here. But that's the thing. Like, you're all the way over there in your state, which is I'm in Arizona, and you're all the way to the other side.
Yeah.
And you pick your transmission through the phone.
Right.
So there's something that's there that correlates with the energies of each ley. So like I believe like you're on that bandwidth of that energy that connects with Godiko. So I think that through this breakthrough of static that we came into contact with, you need a sideband radio with a full wave antenna. Do the whole thing. I have like 6 antennas on top of the house. Like I got every single one. I don't even know what they are.
Everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah, I got antennas everywhere, dude. It's crazy.
But we're going to make contact. John and I know this is going to happen. If he's not on here, no, I'm not. It couldn't happen. Godiko said, yeah, I can do this, but I know that I have to do this when John's on here. That the ley lines are connected. It's really strange, but we have the ley lines connected the same way from where he is in Arizona to where I am in Connecticut.
Oh, the clock radio? Okay, so the clock radio. Okay, so a steady current at 0 hertz, okay? The very low frequency is at an ultrasonic, which is at 16 hertz. And then at the regular VIF is at 30 hertz, okay? And then if you go up to megahertz, which is at 30,000, which is radio frequencies, right? You got me?
Yeah.
And then you go to the navigation of Marines and aerospace and aeromax, which is 535 kilohertz, which is right in between AM and medium frequencies. And the 160 meter band, I'm trying to be in between, okay? Because if you go above that, which you got the citizens class band.
Yeah.
Right. He says the light sound bridge between frequency times the speed of exactly. Then it comes into color, right? Okay, good. That person right there, bravo. You should get $100 million right there. A lot of people don't understand that.
Right.
So at the angstograms of red light is at 7,000. The orange light is at 6,740 angstograms. And the yellow light is at 5,850. And then you got maximum visibility, which is at 5,750 angstograms. And then you got green light, which is at 5,560 angstograms. And then blue light is at 4,912 at the maximum. Remember, I said, show me the tunnel. Show me the tunnel.
Who said that? Who said show me the tunnel? Oh.
I have a new science of biophotonics. Oh, yes. It's photonics. Yeah, it's a lot about the photonics and the photons because I don't know if you guys know who David Wong is.
No.
I just met him. He's like 47 years old, but he looks 27. Like he's remarkably young, but he messes with. Hold on, I'm picking up something right now.
Oh, okay. I also, while he's talking, I just want to say, please focus on Godiko. I ask that we all focus on Godiko. Godiko, since I have that communications directly with him, I'm going to ask him to come forth. Godiko, I ask you to come forth. I might be repeating myself. Godiko, I am here now. Are you here? Are you here? Please speak. I know you can hear me on your ship. I ask that you come forth and speak and join our conversation. Please speak. Chris says, Gedco.
Okay, The crystal. I have a crystal, but it's. Hold on. Oh, that's
I hear a
human.
voice. That's human.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay.
because I have it set up, and it's linked up to one of my laptops. It picks up the frequency of a human, woman, and a human man, and then boy and child, boy and girl, and it'll let me know if it's human.
Did you hear
The
the
thing,
little girl, John, that came through the other night?
I heard that. Yeah,
She was as clear as a bell.
but on the level of that, like, here, hold on. Oh, that's coming in hot.
Who's
What
ready for this?
Ophi Ann, what happened?
I'm saying if everyone's ready for this,
Yes.
we have 222 just now actual antennas in this room. That means that each person increases that frequency. So a great way to find yourself there, and that we can all kind of come together and connect in this way with that breath. You want to breathe in real slow.
Oh, not watch it, but listen. So I have remember that tetrahedron crystal I have? I'm going to put that right on top of it.
Yeah.
Okay, just put it on top of it.
Okay. Well, that sounds weird. That sounds weird.
Yeah.
It's changing everything. I can feel the sound. The vibrational patterns changed.
Okay, so right now, I'm going to turn the volume down. Right now I have it at 0.003 angstrams, which is cosmic rays. And I'm going to go back to the gamma rays, which is at 0.000000006 of the spectrum of that micrometer. And that's in meters. When it comes into 1 angstrom is 10 meters to the negative 10, and then gigahertz is at 10 to the 9th power, and then you have kilohertz is 10 to the 3rd, and then megahertz is at 10 to the 6th, and then a micrometer is at 10 to the negative 6 meters. Infrared light and heat is at 0.76 meters. It's an unpleasant sound, yeah, but.
So what frequency were we at the other night when he came through?
That was at 108 to 115 megahertz. That was at a aeronautical navigation, a government aero marker. It's right below. It's right above the TV channels. Government is at 148, 174. So let me see. I'll put it back at the military one. I'll try the military one, and then the 118. Let me try that.
Yeah, that might be where that might be where the frequency is. If we go back to the original frequency where he came through, then I can talk to him. So if you're watching this show, we're going to a specific frequency where the contact occurred when Godiko came in and spoke to me.
Okay. Now this is totally different. I've never heard this one at all. This is totally different.
Okay. So we're gonna try that frequency. Should I try speaking now at that frequency?
I'll give you 1 second. Let me put the crystal back here. How do you pick up government on AM radio? Okay, you got to understand. This is like my 400 and I don't know, I have to look at my notes. Like 407. It was my 427th radio. I mean, different types of radios I've used, and this is like the best one that I've got because the frequency range on this one is from on AM is 530 to 1705. And I've noticed that it picks up more on this one. It just depends on the location, I guess, where it's not great. Well, it's not great. I should
I
read
have
the
no
comments.
idea.
Now I'm getting the
Yeah.
comments, but yeah, I'll go back to this. I just didn't want to ignore nobody.
Thank you, Flo.
Okay, yeah, go ahead. Now go ahead.
Okay, I want everyone to focus and clear their minds. Stop thinking, clear your minds, and we're going to focus. Godiko, this is CmdrAleon calling you. Godiko, this is CmdrAleon calling you. Everyone's here watching the program and waiting for you to speak. I know you can hear me. I know you're there. We're waiting for you to come through. I'll repeat myself. We're waiting for you to come through now. Oh. Again, he's using AM radio. Godiko, please come through. I have a lot of questions. I have more questions for you.
Wow.
Godiko, come in.
That's where
Godiko,
it's at
come
right
in.
now.
You hear me? Okay. That seems like the right place. Godiko, come in. I asked that Godiko and your space people come in on your ship through this broadcast. Are you there? Again, we don't know what to expect when we do this.
Communications doctrine, and this is intended to new censorship that your government has been putting on Terra without raising suspicion. We're talking to you, to Commander. This was ready to talk to in many voices with the excuses of why direct and why not using a direct voice transmission would be delayed, and it could be taped at any time. But if you run the program on different frequencies, you're good. They can't locate, they can't track, and then the irregulars of all the corridors of the lines of open transmission and transmutations of each line to frequency, the authority line that we have placed with your government, alert 4M.
Can you speak?
Luna City is tube station now. I will take into consideration, we call these guys goons. These guys you know as goons. It's quite complex, but just take a moment and just to listen.
Okay.
That's really yeah, you see, I could tell, like, when I feel like I'm gonna get something coming in, it's like my mouth gets dry, like, right away.
Right.
I was just like standing there, just in like spacing off, you know. But
Godiko, I know you're having John interpret what you're saying. Can you let people hear what you sound like directly through my broadcast? Can you take a minute to let people hear you? Can you let people hear you? I want everybody to hear your sound. Usually it's like room, 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 room. That's what it usually sounds like when he comes through. He's not doing that.
I'm gonna mute my mic and see if you guys can hear it on your end.
Okay. Godiko, please come through here so people can hear what you sound like. I thank you for having John be able to hear you through his AM radio and transmit the information. Can you let people hear what you sound like? We're not worried about the government tracking anything, and just to take a moment. Please come through. And normally, folks, he does come through. But I guess they don't want to be tracked. Oh, there he is. Please come through. Please come through. Everyone listen. I hear you. I just heard you. Please come through. Please come through stronger, please. It's not strong enough. A little bit stronger.
You hear that?
Yes, that's him. That's
It's like
him.
vibration. I'm not understanding how it comes through like that, though.
Yeah, so it's not a growl. It's his vibrational pattern from their ship.
It's like it it's like right at the 318 mark.
It wasn't a growl. It's actually what you're interpreting as a growl is them trying to communicate through their technology. Please come through. Can you? I want to ask you, what planet are you from? I want to ask you this question. This question's been bothering me. Were you the ones who turned on the app a few days ago, about 2 weeks ago? And did you turn on Billie Holiday on an app that I have here? Did you put on the music, Billie Holiday? Can you please respond? It was a Billie Holiday song. Can you tell us?
What's interesting to me is like he turns up the volume and goes up like that.
My heart is racing so, as soon as I heard him, my whole body is vibrating. Can you tell me, did you play Billie Holiday on the app? I won't mention the app. Did you use an app in my house to get my attention with Billie Holiday? Godiko, can you please tell us? Please come through.
I heard yes.
So you did play Billie Holiday. Can you tell us what the song was? What song did you choose?
Oh, here, listen. Listen. It's like a tapping. Now I'm not moving the radio. It's at 12:12 and the radio is blinking. Hold on.
Godiko, please speak. Godiko, please speak. What was the name of the song? Please come through. I heard you. I know you can come through. We're really focused. Please let people hear your voice. What was the song you played by Billie Holiday?
I'm moving my phone now next to it.
Okay. What was the song you played by Billie Holiday?
There it is again. My hand's right here. I have my other hand is the phone.
Is that him coming through?
I think so. Yes, it is.
It is. He's coming through the radio. Yep. Wow. Can you tell me, Godiko, what the song was that you chose? It was a beautiful song, but I don't remember the name of the song. He's speaking right now through the AM radio. It sounds like that, but it wasn't. It's not a growling. It's they're trying to communicate through a frequency.
All right, what percentage is that? 7%. Wow, that's it. It's crazy.
Has anybody lost any of their power on their phones? Okay.
Yeah, I've been down about 20%, which is fine. I'll be here.
Godiko, what planet are you from in the star system Sirius? I want to ask you directly, what planet are you from? Where do you come from? What planet? Can you tell our viewers what planet you're from? Godiko, please come in. Please come in.
That's just fucking way too loud. The dial's not even spinning anymore. I can't even move the dial anymore. It just does it wherever it wants to now. Like, it's all the way down.
Godiko, everyone focus on Godiko, please. Clear your consciousness. Godiko, what planet are you from? What is the planet you're from in the star system Sirius? What planet? Please speak. Please speak. I know it's not easy to get through on our frequency. Please speak. Come through. Godiko, we're listening.
I heard Bellatrix. Bellatrix. I don't even know what that is. Bellatrix.
Bellatrix.
You want me to look it up?
Yeah, please do. Oh, it sounds like he's trying to come through.
I feel like he said he needs 60 seconds. Just
Bellatrix, Orion.
Orion star system?
It's by Bellatrix. Bellatrix.
He's trying to speak.
The ones from Omicron are the ones to watch out for.
If you're just joining our show now, we're actually communicating with a space being called Godiko. Godiko, please again repeat what planet you're from.
Bellatrix. That's Bellatrix. Hold on. Let me look that up.
Flo says Bellatrix is the third brightest star from the Orion system. Interesting.
Okay, let's see here. Okay, I got it.
Okay.
The Orion system, she said?
Yeah, the third brightest star.
Sorry about that noise. That just went quiet over here. Okay, I'll leave you alone. So, the Orions is at, I don't know, like he's wanting to ship back to me. Switch. There we go. Save. Okay, here you go. So Orion's is at, right there. Bellatrix right here. Oh, no, yeah. That's Betelgeuse. Wait, hold on. I just saw that, I thought. Bellatrix. Oh, right there. Okay.
Bellatrix. That's the name of the planet.
Or is that a star?
It's a star.
Okay.
So that's a planet.
See the mark next to it? It has a Y, like a Y. So that's gamma.
Yeah.
Right there.
There's Bellatrix.
And I guess that, okay, so what I'm getting is that they can travel on all the Ys. Each Y is like a point of, it depends on a cluster, and they use like energies to go from one point to the next, but there has to be a big bright star they travel through. So like when they said Lucifer was the bringer of light, that's where they came through. They came through the star of Lucifer, which was Venus. They came to Venus, and Venus was a gas planet, right? Is it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. It's easy to travel in the galaxy of the Milky Way is because it's a spiral galaxy, so it's easy to travel through here than others. Huh.
So it's and again, I'm really, just to let people know, right now we're just really, really, really focused with our Hey, how you doing, brother? Good to see you. Good to see you. And as you know, you're here during a communications with a space being that we're communicating with. That's never happened on any social media that I've known, and I pretty much know all the different UFO talk shows on YouTube or wherever they are. But we have a specific connection with this space group from that star system, and it's just blowing my mind. This started happening. I want to ask Godiko, can he tell me what the name of the song is that popped up on the app about 2 weeks ago? Can he tell me what the name of the song, Godiko, was? Can you come through? I want people to hear you directly, even though your voice sounds like please come through to let people know you're here. If you can come through and tune in, please do. Let people hear your voice. I heard my voice coming through the radio. That was weird.
Yeah, that was cool.
Did you just hear my voice coming through the radio?
Yeah, like it reflected back at you.
Sounded like
Yeah.
a song.
Right there. I think it's changing.
Godiko, please come in. Godiko, please communicate with us. Use as much energy as you can on the frequency to let people hear your voice.
That's freaking intense right there.
When you hear them through here, you're going to hear like a kind of thing. I can't reproduce the sound.
Hold on. My mouth is dry again. Hold on. Basically, you have an advanced form of jamming intended in the prevent of your targeting our ship, and we're targeting your location to the effect of this is sending a broadcasting ship. They're sending a false data to the others, signals disguises to appear as returning sensors to transmissions to the enemy ship, but this is not an enemy. This is just a passive emission to a target. If you accept, if you don't, it is okay. And
Okay, now
static. Just understand that it comes as static. It's confronted with false targets, which are indistinguishable from the real target. But from your 1/20th century of USAF is playing a jammer at all times due to the threats of others on your planet. It's called a EEESIM CCM application to the power of technology of a burn through. This is jamming the detect to the actual target. So the ECM and the ECCM changes rapidly from one from another, as I just showed you. And one is
It's repeating back. You hear that?
are they trying to jam our communications?
Could be. But it might not work because you got to think about it. We're dealing with a very advanced individual here.
Yeah. They can't jam my communications. I'm very clear.
it seems
I
like
can't
you're
be-
having a difficult time. There's a lot that don't believe, but it's not about your belief here. It's the ECM. If you have the knowledge to deny, then you can tell me and explain to you yourself by just taking and subtracting the ECCM strength of your location and calculate the 1 through 3 to plus 36 on each shift, depending on your strength. From number 3 is your strong, all the way to your non-electronic warfare that is currently going on. They call it spiritual warfare, but I advise you that it's a just frequency vibration. That's why you have these towers that were put up. The ECM strength is inside each one of those chips. They control by frequency. It changes your mood, your shift, set.
Yeah, it can set you to a low vibration.
Yeah.
Everything's energy, frequency, vibration. That's what the technology does.
If
Yeah.
you ever woke up, you felt like you have effective like it would be called a phaser, but not as a true photon or fusion beam or a tractor beam. It's a hellbore of a plasmatic pulsar device that is coming out in frequency. The EM shift, that's the shift that you guys all asked for, the shift. But it's not the shift that they're asking for. Each of the ranges in a hex 3-hex form. Okay, I need to get a drink. That's crazy.
Yeah, take that as a drink. So Getco is talking through the AM radio, and all that John is doing is repeating his information through the AM static. So he's trying to come through.
Actually, I got a good
Godiko,
question.
yes.
Remember I told you about the time when I left and I was on a ship and I went to a meeting between Saturn and Jupiter? Is that
Yeah.
near the Orion belt?
I'd have to do a chart. I don't have a map chart. When John gets back, he can check that out. Wait, hold on a second. Godiko, if you're there, come through. Let people hear you. I want people to hear your sound from your ship. Godiko, please come through now. I'm CmdrAleon here on Encounters, our Earth-based show. Please let people hear you. Everyone be silent for a moment. Godiko, are you there?
Always muted.
Yeah, he'll come back. He's getting water. I want to ask about the song. Godiko, I want to ask Godiko about the song, Godiko. Please come through. Can you tell me what the Billie Holiday song was that you played that got my attention within the last week? The Billie Holiday song, please come through. Thank you, Sue. He might not want to talk about the song Moonbeam. I think I know which song it was. I'm going to have to listen tomorrow and play some songs from Billie Holiday. I am so fixated on Billie Holiday since this thing happened. I can't tell you.
I don't even know who Billie Holiday is, honestly.
Oh, she's a famous singer.
Oh, is she? Okay.
Oh, yeah. From the 1940s up through the 50s, 60s, yeah.
That makes sense because music was played at different vibration and frequency back then than they are
Yeah, it
now.
was. Totally different. All I know is it was a beautiful song, and it caught my attention when it happened. What John is doing right now, he's on AM. I'll Be Around. I think that was the song. I'll Be Around. That was the song. It
Right
was
around. I'll be around.
Yeah, it was by Billie Holiday. That was the song. He did say, he said tonight that they're the ones who played the song and turned on the app. They turned on the app in the other room while I was alive, and they played the song. I wrote it down. I'll Be Around.
Hey, John, I got a question for you. I've been on this show for a while off and on. I've been really busy with my physical life.
Yeah.
I went to a meeting one time and I actually told Ashtar really like the week after it happened. I went to a meeting. I was projected. I was on a ship. I can tell you exact details about everything if you really want to hear it. If anyone wants to hear it. I left on a ship and it was in suits and I looked at the window and I saw Saturn and Jupiter. And I went to a planet between Saturn and Jupiter. It was very far out. And it was a huge meeting. It was buildings. It was the most beautiful thing I've ever seen.
The thing's all the way off. I gotta unplug the radio because it's off. The radio's off. But...
Okay, I'll tell the story soon.
No, we'll definitely hear the story for sure. We have time.
Okay.
Oh, of course.
All right, you're good. I had to unplug it. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, even if it's not plugged in.
Yeah.
Okay, now it's not. Now we're good. All right, go ahead. Sorry, man. I apologize.
No, you're good. It's just a cool story to talk about. Cause this one I had my I get random bursts of time where I leave and I go to places and I remember exactly what happened. Like my last experience was like a few weeks ago, and I told Ashtar I can't remember. I explained you everything because like you're the person I know that knows all this stuff. You've been around for years, podcasts and everything. So this was my first experience when I left. Well, I went to many places. Like I'll say the first place I went to when I first had my projection. I'll tell the other stories after. First place I went to my spiritual awakening, I went to like a blue planet. Everybody was blue there. Buildings were big. Everything was very advanced. These people were like cat-like beings. I could see the planets and stars. They had 2 moons on their planet. It was the most beautiful thing ever. And they lived like humans, kind of. They had like dorms, and they lived in families and stuff, and they dressed and everything. Then the one after that, remember I told you I had actually had another spiritual experience recently too. I can tell you about it. It's really weird. It caught me off guard. Yeah, blue avians. Exactly, that's what it was. I met these beings.
Blue avians. Wow.
And then the second time I went to a water planet. It was just all water, and I was looking in the water, and this snail started glowing. It was like a sea creature, like a small ant being, and the fish started glowing. I started touching them, and when I noticed I was in the water, I could like I was so in sync with it. Like I met like the vibration of everything. I could look up and I see the whole planet, like the whole dome was all water and rocks. And I seen the planets around it, and I saw the moons. Then the one I just had recently, before the one I told you about, this one caught me off guard. I was on like a beach, and it was like a building, and this very evil woman was inside this building. She was a very low vibrational being, and me and her got into a conflict. And then I was like explaining to her, I'm not like I like calmed her down. I hugged her, and I told her I'm leaving, and I left. And I looked outside. I walked on the beach. The ocean was beautiful. It didn't look like anything earthly. It was crazy. And I looked at the moon, and the moon phases were so there's moon in the middle, the regular full moon. All the other moon phases were around the moon on both sides. I don't know how to explain that. It just caught me off guard.
Wow.
It just really caught me off guard. Then the one after I told you, I was in a ballroom type deal. It was very beautiful. It caught me off guard. He was explaining. There was a big scenario going on. They're trying to figure out how light workers we can handle the situation and this stuff and that. And I was trying to catch on to what was going on. And I explained to everybody. I could tell he's on a big ship, like you said. It was cloaked. It was designed to make it look comfortable for people. And I could tell there's hundreds of light workers. People are speaking different languages, but we all spoke, like we all hear each other's thoughts. So I can hear someone panicking and talking and that stuff. It was a lot of experiences. It was crazy. And then the one that really caught me was on the beach. I don't know how to explain that. I was on the beach and I looked up and I saw the full moon. Then around the moon had all the crescents, leaning crescents, all of them, all around it. It was like a whole set of moons around one big moon. I don't know what that means. I'm still trying to figure that out.
Sometimes in our dreams, there are things that are given to us, bits and pieces. And this is CmdrAleon, the host of the show Encounters. You're watching late night. That we'll be given information in our dreams that we have to just take time for ourselves to meditate, reflect on what the dream is, and piece the puzzle together in that dream. And I think you'll be able to do it. As you know, so now you know what the dream was. As you go into your inner reflections of that dream, you can ask, what's this dream about? What is really going on here? What am I really observing? What am I seeing? What is the meaning? And you'll get the answer within yourself. This is the thing.
I thought first after I thought it was like a balance of everything. Like the moon was there, and the phases of the moon's life cycle was balancing around it. It was kind of like a yin and yang type deal, but I don't know if that's true or not.
Yeah,
I know what that evil woman was. It was just a past issue.
Yeah, what's going on, John? What's happening?
So I guess you calm down, Lois. You gotta understand. I've never done any of this before. I'm all new to this everything.
And it's going me too.
It's called a HoloNet. So when you get on your internet, you have to go to a server, right? And the server is let's see. Hold on. The server is it's gonna be Astro Server Rover at holonet.com. Okay. So when you say that, you are in a holographic universe anyway. And the number one thing that correlates with everything is water. So if you understand that the central rays make individual dome-like shapes over each area that you're at to make dry land, they put a bubble. Then they want another location, a bubble. And then they put another one and they call them firmaments. So your space is not called emptiness of no matter. There's matter there, and then matter is water. That's there. It could be frozen. It could be in gas form. It could be in liquid form. And so when you go to those different types of places, like when you say that you went to the blue planet, you're coming into the phase server of the high end of the lunar moon ray. So that's like the eye of the moon. And when you're projected through the moon, most of the time, if you don't have the understanding of that, but this time that the sun has opened up its corona rays, they've been projected down. And now, if you're not in that mindset, you've been stuck on this mindset of believing in one belief. You get stuck in that transformation, and you get stuck on that area of that different. There's like different worlds going on at the same time. I mean, different dimensions, different time frames.
Oh, of course, I'm very aware of that.
Okay. So when you have that in effect, so if you want to get into that same line that you just had the same dream the night before, you would say, you would log into the HoloNet of the Astro Server rover, and then you would tell that to yourself, and I want to go back to my same location, and you could build a line of transmission there. So then you build that solid line. So every night until you change it, you're going to log into there, and you're going to get your avatar. Then you're going to grab your blue body. After you get your blue body, you can go to different areas of that area. You know what I'm saying?
Of course. I could tell you another thing. I remember I told Ashtar a while back. I quantum jumped before.
Yeah, he did some quantum jumping. Yeah.
Back when
Okay.
I was
last time.
about last year, I did.
What made it quantum for you? What made it in a quantum like kind of sense? What made it? Is it 4-way or 6-way, 8-way?
It's actually very shocking because it's hard to put in words. I wish you could see what I seen. So basically, what happened to me was I had a really bad breakup. I
Okay.
meditated before I went to bed. I always do that when I go through hard things, just to clear my mind and balance out my chakras. I was
Okay.
playing a frequency, and my dad was at work. That's when I stayed with him. So I was the only one in the house. I played a frequency. It was like the love frequency, 552 hertz or something like that. It was pure tone, Segofield frequency. And I laid down, and all I seen was a pitch bright white light, and I was in this vast space. It was all white, and then I saw these slot looking things. It was like mirrors of my past life and everything I've done in the past. I could see everything, myself and everything. And I heard this voice. It spoke just like how this FM radio spoke. It was like through vibration, but it was more
Yeah.
clear. And it was telling me, try to do this, then do this, then go back to this, and then come back and look at this. So I was really just jumping through each of my timelines in my past, and I met my friends, and I seen their things that no one else should see, like things you've done personally. You won't think someone know. I knew these things. Had a female
Okay.
best friend named Ariana. I knew exactly what she wore in high school and where she sat at in high school in the gym room. And I never went to high school with her, and I met her, and she was in her 20s. So that makes no sense for her. She actually got really scared, and it caught her off guard. And
When I say, hey, so the vibration. Okay, now I've never even. This just came to me right now. So the vibration, you know that we all carry the arachnid formula of fibers in our tissues of our bones and in our tendons, right?
yes, sir.
So the spider sits on its web and it can feel the movement of each fiber, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when you're going through what you went through is a tunnel of Lux 3. Lux 3 is a tunnel to the New Haven, which they call heaven. That means you went to your highest like ascension point where you can sort out each and one of your problems. So it goes by vibration. So you didn't hear it, you felt it.
Exactly.
There you go. That's
So
it.
then, right. And so it's on a big giant web, like when you see like the web here.
Mm-hmm.
And each one of these correlate, and it'll say like 2507, this one's 2009. That's when my son was born, or 2008. So I hope he's not watching. Sorry, dude. And like 1306, and then it just goes back and like there's Orion there, and it just goes off of a web, but it has to be in a tetrahedron shape. So I made this camera here. It used to be like this. So you used to have this lens on here, but I'm not looking this way anymore. I'm not looking at 3D. I'm looking in a multi-dimensional zone. So when I look through things, I can actually line up each one, and I can zoom in, and I can point into each section, and I can combine ones together to find out if.
Yes, it's like quantum physics and geometry.
That's why I asked you that. So now, and you have to understand this. I don't have any degree in any of that at all.
Why? I'm just the average 23-year-old amateur fighter.
Right. Hey, You keep it up. Just do your thing. Just make sure you take care of yourself and make sure your tendons are really strong. Eat that real pineapple. When you're traveling that, it's okay. So like when you go and you pass, you have credits, and they're called light credits. Okay, the name of those light credits, it's a it's like a they're like mandalas. Let me see what kind of they come in like shaped like this. So when you come in, like you could be vibrating as this, or you could be vibrating.
That one right there.
Okay, so you could be vibrating as one of those. And so when you come through, because it depends on your placement of your astrology level and each one of your intellect, perception, your motion, and your instinct, it's going to go based off of that. Because they don't judge your body because you leave your body here. It passes, right?
They judge your energy and vibration.
Yeah. So when you go through and you get judged, you're not judging by anything else. You're judging yourself. And you want to match up to that portal of that light wave. So if you're at a high frequency and you're doing through all the alphas to all the way to the omegas, which is your alpha, beta, gamma, delta, epsilon, zeta, eta, theta, eta, kappa, all those, all up to like pi, omicron, sigma. When you get all those and you graduate, you're like at your most calmest point. You experienced almost everything that you can experience. Mm-hmm. Then you go on to the next point. See you later. Have a good day. See, like that.
Good seeing you, Deborah.
There's like just certain messages that come through. I get it's pretty crazy.
Yeah, but it's crazy.
You go through that Lux 3. And when you feel that vibration up there, you got to remember, like the most high energy is at a point when it can feel every vibration. That's why it says it can, like when they talk about God.
It's like Christ consciousness.
Right. So that's inside of everyone. You don't have to look for it. It's inside you. You have to look for it.
Yeah, the kingdom of heaven is within. He who finds himself find God.
Right, right.
Get to the dead 2,000 years before Christ was made.
Yeah, and no matter what anybody says, they say when like the Middle Eastern, they say Allah. Allah is arm, leg, arm, head. Mm-hmm. That's your internal body. That's what they're sacrificing. That's why they go blow themselves up, because they're sacrificing their body and they think that they're going to get into a higher spot. They're not going to get a higher
sacrifice. That's what they're trying to believe in.
Yeah, there's no virgins there. The virgin is you. You're sacrificing your virgin self because you never even accelerated from your lowest chakra to your highest chakra.
And I should tell you another story. It's actually very interesting because I told Astro, but I never told you. I had one night, I had a meditation on live with some friends. We all played different frequencies, and I meditated. And then I could tell you exactly what happened. When I ended the live, I played frequencies again. It was sound bowl frequencies, so it was multiple frequencies in tune at once. Pure tone frequencies. I never play that icky bicky BS. I'll make sure it's all pure tone. And I was laying down. I left my body. I was above my body. I was looking around my room. I got stuck in my blanket somehow. I don't know how I did it. My blanket's black. I was supposed to got stuck in it somehow. So I got out my blanket, paused my TV on the astral plane. It didn't work. And then I went above my body again. And I said, let's go somewhere beautiful. Let's see what we can do. And I swear to y'all, it was the most realistic thing I experienced in my life. Because I have Nordic and ancestry DNA. A lot of my family come from Scandinavia on my dad's side, Scandinavian and Norway. And I was even my mom's side, half my side's Germanic and Italian on my mom's side. And this is the most realistic thing I can explain to you. I can explain exact details. I was in a purple forest. It was like everything was like a purple tint. My body was going to ultraviolet purple. It was kind of like someone cracked a glow stick and just glue up. I had Nordic runes all over my hands, arms, chest, and legs. I wasn't wearing any clothes. And it was like my pure celestial body. I looked down, I could look at my arms, and the runes themselves looked like mini universes. It was like glowing all types of purple and everything. It was the most beautiful thing I've ever seen in my life. All my runes were glowing. I was in this most beautiful forest. It was so quiet and so peaceful. Everything had like a purple tint to it. And that was the most beautiful thing I experienced through meditation.
And I want to just take a break for a second. This is Encounters,
of course,
the late night spiritual UFO show. I also want to take a break for a second. I'm going to introduce Lucas in a minute. I want to get back to our space being and see if he's still with us. So I want everyone to focus we're going to sign out of here before 2 o'clock in the morning. We're on the East Coast of the U.S., and we're going to be coming back on tomorrow to make contact with our space connection. But I want to take a second to invite Gecko to come through. Gecko, if you're here listening, whatever you have to do to come through on an open frequency, let people hear your voice. We're going to focus on Gecko right now, folks. So please bear with us. You're just coming in. Your first time here.
I'm plugged in.
Okay, so we're going to get back to our space contact. Our last interview will be with Lucas in a few minutes. Everyone be patient. Clear your consciousness. Clear your mind. And we're going to focus on this. Gecko, I asked, Godiko, maybe I'm pronouncing it wrong. I asked that you come through. I asked that you speak. Let people hear your voice. I know you have John hearing what you're saying. Let people hear what you're saying. Please try to come through on a clear frequency. Everyone's just listen, stay focused. Again, they're operating on a certain frequency. Lydia, thank you for the roses. He's operating on a certain frequency. And no matter what, this is the most important thing right now in my life is, besides living here on Earth, is now that we have contact with star beings directly through this program, through the frequency. It's really important that no matter what you're doing on this Earth, we're going to have contact. I'm really dedicated to contact. I am absolutely dedicated to contact. Godiko, please come through. Godiko, please do whatever you have to do to have that sound so people know you're here. Please come through. 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 I hear you. Please come through. I hear you. Come through. I hear you. I hear you, brother. I hear you, space brother. I hear you. Please keep talking. We're listening to you now. Everyone's being quiet. We're listening. We hear you. Please come through. We hear you. Please come through, Godiko. Wow.
Hi. You hear that? He said hi.
I heard that too. Hi, Godiko. I hear you. I'm very happy to communicate with you here on Earth. I got to tell you, I send my love to you. I send my love to your people on your ship. If I've not said that, I send my love to your people from your planet on your ship. Just so you know.
Whoa, that's crazy. Now, Jackie.
Yep.
There he is.
Yep. Godiko, please come through. We're listening. Please speak again.
You hear that pure frequency?
Yes. Please speak. Godiko, we're focused on you. I've got everyone focused. We're listening. It's like breathing. It's like I heard him breathing.
Yeah, he said he's breathing. He's trying to communicate.
He's trying to communicate, yeah.
My lights were just flickering right now. My battery.
I feel his energy. I can feel the energy coming right through.
It's spiking.
I felt it like right through my spine. Like when my lights started flickering, I'm like, that's crazy. Hold on, I'm gonna try something.
I can feel it in here. I can feel it right in my forehead.
What is that? Oh, that's John doing something. He's doing something with frequencies. Godiko likes the sound of the frequency of the bell. It sounds like a bell almost. Godiko, please come through. Godiko, please come through. Please let people hear you speak here directly.
Godiko, give us any message if you can. Any type of good message. He spoke, but I couldn't hear it properly.
He is speaking.
Godiko, please speak more clearly if you can through the frequency.
Godiko, this is CmdrAleon. This is CmdrAleon.
Something to you, Ashtar.
Is there a?
He's talking.
Someone's Jeff or Chris?
Jeff or Chris?
I know. I've actually have a Chris that lives with me. He's my stepdad.
Huh?
Chris is my stepdad upstairs. He's sleeping.
Oh, Chris is in the room with Christopher.
That's his. Who's that?
That's another person. Person watching.
Christopher, you down there? Yeah.
Something at work. Machinist or?
Chris is a machinist. Huh?
Machinist. He knows something about machines that he could build something to intensify somebody that is Chris that can intensify the zenith wave. I don't even heard of a zenith wave.
My stepdad's a truck driver. If that makes anything.
There's Christy Laser Signs. That's another Chris. Hey, Christy. John, are you doing that?
Nope. It's like a drum, huh?
What? It sounds like a drum. Who's doing that?
Not me.
All right. Now this is weird. Nobody's doing a drum here.
One hand on the phone, one hand on my knee.
I just heard a drum beat.
It was a pattern. It was like
a pattern. It was a pattern. It was a pattern. Did anybody hear that?
Is that like Morse code?
Pattern? Yeah, almost like Morse code.
Because I know they're very intelligent.
I heard that.
Yeah,
it was a drum pattern. Yeah, like, everybody here just heard that.
What's in my hand? Now the phone's in my hand, and then I have this other the sound I make.
Right, but you didn't do the drum. You weren't doing a drum beat.
I wish.
That's amazing.
Iroquois. What's an Iroquois? Iroquois native Nazca, a giant figure called the Owl to the Man, is still visible 2,000 years ago. The Nazca is a line straight arrow to the adjacent of the Adian lore between the two different ancient skywatchers. They carry the divine flashlight to the exposure of time, intense observers of the stars. CmdRAleon, if you could, your new discipline is a field of unexplored, elaborate rituals that the intense observers of the skies, they had sacred paths that you can go through, but on certain mountain types of different elevations, you will get different bandwidths and different frequencies.
Ah, I see. Godiko, thank you. I didn't know that. So right now, Godiko, through the radio of the AM radio, is speaking, and John is repeating what he's saying. Ask Godiko, did he play that? Was he doing the drum patterns? I want to ask him. Godiko, were you doing the drum patterns just a few minutes ago? Were you one doing the beat of a drum?
Yeah, yes. It was just correlate with the times of the Skywatchers. They would use a drum beat.
Interesting.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. Real one for you. He's hearing him through the radio on the AM radio. He's coming through a specific frequency and repeating what he hears.
Oh, I was hit with a. I used to install those towers over there in Afghanistan. The ones that have they call them cell towers.
Yeah.
So ever since then, I've been able to I can hold on to I can take wires from electricity and I can hold on to them. It's a different bandwidth and frequency. I think I got damaged or
you got elevated to some other frequency.
I don't know.
Linda Martin, the way John is able to hear him is through the radio that you're hearing. He comes through on a specific frequency. So all John is doing is repeating what he is saying to us. He's not channeling anything. It's coming through the radio.
It's not to the ones that are not understanding. It's that they want to understand. It takes one to know one. It's not about emotion. It's about the wavelength of that one can feel of the own transmission that comes in. You think your thought that comes to your mind naturally, it's not your thought. There's different. Hold on. I told you this before. Electronic warfare, you call it spiritual warfare. I don't like to repeat myself because it takes time, and that's all you have is time. That's the most valuable asset that the human can have. You can't ever gain it back. You can't ever go forward in it. You have to go back to regain it to change that one that is your future.
My hands are really hot.
Podcasting, I said that there was false or passive. Wow, that's crazy. I never felt that vibration. It was almost like he was not upset, but he was serious. He was serious, someone was yelling at me. I don't know.
Yeah, no. He is serious. I want to just let people know.
Oh, serious. 1809. Sirius, the quantum next to Sol. The ones that they tell you about the three pyramids is Sol, Sirius, and CmdRAleon.
Pastor, are your hands hot?
Say again?
Is your hands hot right now?
Yeah, mine's vibrating.
My hands are
really
warm.
hot right now.
Not hot, but warm. I'm right now, I want to explain something. I'm a receiver. John is the transmitter, or like antennas intergalactically when we're together. That's how this works. Godiko knows that how this is working with the three of us, him on the ship, John and me here. So this can only, it doesn't only work that way. He can communicate here, even if John wasn't here, but the communications is very much, how should I put it in human terms? It's a
Excuse me.
synchronicity. It's a synchronicity.
Sorry
You
for
all
interrupting, but can you take in
Hey,
it's
Lucas.
Eliza. Can you take in it, Eliza? She says it's emergency and like, I don't know. I need her help right now. Please come join me. She's asking to get.
Say again, Lucas.
Oh, it's I don't know. Fourth last comment.
Oh.
Did she said request? Like she's asking to join, and she says it's like she needs help.
Okay. So, and again, anyone I don't get on tonight, I will bring you on tomorrow night. I promise. I will definitely do my best.
What does she need?
She needs
What do you
some
need
help.
What is it that you need help with?
Well,
No,
let me bring her on and I'll find
I was
out
just
what it
reading
is here.
comment.
Oh, she only
I was
has
just
4
comment.
people following her, so we can't bring her on. So we'll have to help her in any way we can, just by hearing what she's saying.
It's to do with her. It's something with her children and her mom.
Eliza, you can comment what's the issue, and
Hey, Twisted
everyone is
Mystic.
there will try to help.
Twisted Mystic, thanks for being here, and have a beautiful
You see
day tomorrow.
that symbol that he has on his Lucas's. That's
Nothing. I was mistaken.
Your patience with the children. Hold on. That's the Lux 3 right there. That's the door right there. That's the Lux 3 door on Lucas's thing. That's the one, the bright light that you see before you go into your new haven.
Yeah.
Whoa. Did she pick it up? Like, did our subconscious pick it up?
Yeah.
And she's like transmitting that to us.
Because this is how it worked for me. Okay, patience is a thin tissue. So just, if you can take that tissue, and if you can take that tissue and turn it into a downy picker-upper, okay? I don't know why it's saying it like that's how it is you take that and just fold it. Every time you feel your patience becoming thin, breathe in and fold. That means you breathe in, hold, breathe out. And then every time you come up to that next patience that wears thin, it will remember that breathing technique that you had, because it's about your breath work that builds up each and every state of your emotion and your fibers that are in you. My dad works on machines.
That's the Chris that you're...
That's the one.
Yep. Very interesting, Chris. Your dad works on machines. Well, Godiko evidently was...
I don't know him at all, and I couldn't make up that at all. I just want to say that because I don't want anybody to think I'm bullshitting anybody, because that's my last thing to do is to bullshit anybody, because I don't have anybody.
John's as real as it gets here, folks, and that's why John and I are working together. I mean, we're supposed to. We couldn't make any of this up.
I think he got it. Like, I had like same kind of, I didn't say thoughts, but it was more like feelings and this long realization that I had long ago, but it wasn't just on my consciousness awareness.
11:55 right now. There's 11 on Xavier King Xavier.
Yes, sir.
Xavier. There's 2 stars. Just pick the one point at the furthest point. Come back at 9 o'clock. From 9 o'clock to 7 o'clock. So that's a foot movement.
I'm a boxer.
It wants you to change your foot pattern, how you walk, and how you stride your movement, and you'll lose more pain. I don't know if you're pain in your back. You hurt yourself fighting or something.
Yeah, my shoulder.
Okay, and just pick yourself up and carry yourself much more higher, and don't worry about the pain. The pain will disappear in your time frame, a month or 2. And take a turmeric or stretching is the best that you can do. If anybody wants to lose any pain,
can I talk to Xavier for a second?
Of course, you can ask me anything.
Yeah. You said your shoulder hurts, and how bad is that? Like, how do you rate it out of 10?
When I'm not training, it's good, but it does get uncomfortable once in a while. I fell off a balcony when I
Um,
was younger, and I fractured my radial head in my elbow, and it jammed my shoulder to a certain position. So now one shoulder is longer than the other. You probably see it right here. This one hangs down. It's more bald right here. It's supposed to be up here, but it's
yeah,
bald right here.
yeah,
And
that
this one,
appears more dense. Yeah.
yeah. So I get shoulder pain, and when I'm training and throwing a lot of right hooks and jabs, it'll burn in my shoulder when I train. But this won't be fine.
So, did you take the vax last time? And if you did, how many doses?
How many? What? My bad.
Uh, Vax in
What's
the
that?
recent lockdown. In the recent lockdown, how many jabs did you took? Just wondering.
Tabs of what? My bad. I can't hear you.
Jab, like Pfizer, Johnson & Johnson, like how many doses did you got?
My bad. Could you explain vaccination? I only got vaccinated once. I
Once.
did.
All
I
right.
got the John and Johnson in my arm because I'm a med tech. Oh, I don't
It
take
needs.
painkillers or nothing. I don't take anything.
Okay, so I think here's what's going on. In order for that vax to work as they intended to, they have to like at least two of you have to got two, but I think you
My
are
mom
one,
never
so
let
you
me
don't
take any
have any
medicine
problem with that.
because the stuff is what's that one word for addictive substance? Benzodiazepines are very addictive. So my mom never let me take it because since I'm an athlete, it can be really bad on my weight and stuff like that.
They don't take no pills, yeah.
Yeah, I don't take
But
Yeah.
anything. I never took anything in my life.
in lines
I,
transmission lines with Lucas.
So here is natural way to deal with that. And this works really well for me. Like I have a long issue with my teeth and it hurts really bad sometimes. Like when I'm not taking enough care of it,
Mm-hmm.
and I have it for a long time, like really long time, 8 or more years. But here is what I do every time it happens. I noticed it while gaming. So when I was like child, yeah, while I was in toothache, it came and like it hurt really bad. It was this constant pain that I couldn't like really face. Okay, so it was like really bad. So I would do gaming, and my focus on games made me feel that pain go away. So recently, I was watching I don't know, Dr. Joe Dispenza, his videos. I don't know, one of them researchers, but what they said was basically to focus on the pain instead of trying to like avoid it. And like when we do it like really well, when we do it like it completely, then it slowly fades away. Like, meditation. While in meditation, you focus your awareness, expand it to all the thoughts, all the sensations,
I'll do
and it
that.
slowly fades
okay,
away.
I want to jump in here. So we're getting
Yeah.
near 2 o'clock. So I want to defocus on the non-related stuff to the show for
Oh, of
now.
course. My apologies.
And then no problem. So because we're getting close to 2, I'm on the East Coast. I'm getting the feeling that Godiko has a final message on our program, and I want to give him the chance to come through strongly. Also, John, I know that you can interpret what he's saying through the radio, but I want everyone to hear what his natural sound sounds like for a moment. So, Gediko, for the moment before the end of our Earth-based show on our broadcast here, please let people hear your sound coming through your technology. Please let everybody hear directly to you. You've come through my broadcast even without a radio. I know you can do it. Please let people hear what you sound like. Everyone listen, everyone focus. Gediko, please come through. This is Elion. This is your friend Elion on Earth. Please come through. Please come through. Please come through. Louder. Can you go louder? Louder? Louder?
He's talking.
Yes, he is. Gediko, I want to, yes, there he is, right there. Keep louder.
I am getting louder.
That's crazy. I'm like, if I had hair, it would stick it up.
I was saying I'm trying to get louder.
Oh,
Everyone listen, please listen. Everyone be quiet and listen. Please talk. Please talk.
that's crazy, dude. I just feel like
Everyone,
my
please.
head's really fucked up.
Everyone, please listen. Godiko, this is CmdrAleon with the Ashtar Command on planet Earth. I thank you for being here. We're going to be on tomorrow night. Can you be on tomorrow night? Can you join us tomorrow night? Please speak. Speak. Godiko, can you be on tomorrow night?
Yeah, I am.
Okay. We will be on tomorrow. We are going to be on with you tomorrow night with John. Most likely around 11 p.m. Earth time. 11 p.m. Earth time.
I just got a thing right now. It says Lars. He think it's something like. I find it fascinating that the ones that is the lower ones, they look like Lars.
They look like Lars.
Lars, yeah. I guess he's a TikToker.
Oh.
You talking about me, the lower one in the corner? Or this corner?
No, I'm not sure who he's talking about.
I guess there's a Lars that is on something. I guess by your manifestation that you can have him appear to bring spirit and an avatar to his location to become one.
Is he saying who, me? I can
don't
bring
know.
somebody else.
I don't even understand what that means. Like, it was just a whole bunch of words like that.
No, he's not a mantis. Me 243. They're not. They're light beings.
Yeah, I'm a light walker.
No, I'm saying for her question, Godiko is a light being from the Orion area.
He's the one-armed man on Earth that has the Arcturus trail of the skies of the heavens in two realms that roll into one. Encounters and Indian lore. The Nazca way of the Nazca lines of the straight and arrow. Of the adjacent
Take
arrow.
care. Dan, take care. We're listening. Wow.
That was like the loudest I've ever heard it right there.
Oh, that was incredible.
I feel different.
What just happened? Like, did it kick him out?
Yeah. Or the energy kicked him out. I don't know if it kicked him out.
No, because it was asking earlier to release his transmission because I guess where he was pulling in from, it was disrupting the lines. So I guess certain people, it's pulling the energy waves away from your focus.
Oh, okay. Well, then he did the right thing. Thank you.
Isn't
I didn't realize that.
So you think it can contact like each being and like it would say, oh, I'm going to go to bed now. So it would make that being go to bed, which is it's fascinating.
That's the loudest he came through. I'm going to put a clip on this. I remember where this is. I'm clipping this to put on on TikTok for people to hear. I'm going to post it tomorrow. I'm going to clip it tomorrow. This whole show is going to be
Shelly?
on YouTube.
I tried to invite you guys. I put an invite out, but my battery, you know how that goes. Let's see what it is at right now.
Commander, we
At
just tapped into
14%.
something beautiful.
What, King?
We just tapped into something very beautiful. This is the first. Like, you really just showed the most solid evidence there is.
No, thank you. I will share this with the people of Earth from my commander. Oh, wait a minute. Godiko, please speak. I'm sorry.
I'm just exhausted. That's all I am. I'm like falling asleep.
Godiko, is it possible for me to go to sleep?
You said you tired?
I'm a little bit tired. Godiko.
I feel like I was falling asleep.
I don't think my family wants me to be up all night. They're sleeping. He's saying, "Why am I tired?" Now I don't know what to do.
Are you linked up with him? Because I don't feel that heaviness anymore.
I don't feel it either.
No, I don't feel tired. Deborah, you might be right about that. Godiko, he's coming through really strong.
We're all three in sync.
Something about something coming close.
Now, I honestly don't know what to do. I can't believe I'm saying this. He doesn't want me to go to sleep.
Shit, I slept almost like all morning, which I normally never do. I usually wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning and then go from there. And I hear it right there. I hear it again.
Yep.
Right there. But watch this. When I pull this away, nothing.
Yeah.
We're all three in sync right now. That's where we're getting energy from.
I feel pressure.
Yeah, Josh Casey says, I feel a presence.
Where are you at, Josh?
Yeah, Josh, where are you at?
I'm on the East Coast where Ashtar, kind of close to you. I'm down the water a bit more.
Yeah. Minnesota.
So he's at the... And then, okay, so 2025.
What's happening in 2025?
You got cold in my room as well, Josh.
Your developed communication, you become the first one that is able to come in contact with the first being from the outside of the firmament.
Are you saying to me that I will be the first one to make contact on the planet? I want to make sure I'm understanding this.
It's the Taurus at 0.85 Aldebaran. Aldebaran. Will come through the constellation of the magnitude of Taurus. Are you a Taurus?
I'm Pisces.
I'm Gemini.
Polax is where Xavier Polax is yours. I'm a Capricorn, so I don't even see. They call him Beetlejuice, but it's Betlegeuse. And you say Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice.
Wait, I used to call my friend Beetlejuice. Would that be a thing?
Beetlejuice,
I think,
Beetlejuice.
yeah, he's coming through very strongly right now.
I have a friend called Beat, but we called him Beetlejuice.
Okay. I don't want to.
Anybody have a cat named Boots?
What is it?
A cat named Boots?
Nah, no cats. We got 2 Tarsus in the comments. Y'all got a cat named Boots?
Oh, he's speaking. Wait a minute. Please be quiet, everybody. He's speaking.
Oh my gosh. Okay, now hold on. This is okay. I can't even turn this thing down. I gotta unplug it, but I'm not gonna unplug it. I'm just gonna move the phone away. So that's all it does. Okay, so what I got is that Boots. Okay, so Boots, and then someone said that it's Arcturus. It's in the constellation. Where did that one go?
Christy says, it's weird. My name is Chris, and I work on a laser machines with a cat named Boots.
Whoa, where'd he go? He left.
Wait a minute. I lost John. Godiko, are you still here? He can still be here. Godiko, are you here? I want to tell everybody I don't normally stay on this late, but my space contact doesn't want me to go off. So I don't really know what to do. I want to go to sleep.
This is the most unique thing I've experienced in a long time. I mean, beyond astral projection, this is physical, not astral. This is what is new to me. There he is.
I'm listening, Lindsay, to him. Okay, we're back with John, and I know Godiko's still here. I'm listening.
Went blank, and then as soon as it went blank, it went back to your page.
Okay.
But
I'm gonna be sleeping out here anyway. He said a UAP said he's from the Orion constellation.
But so what I was telling you before, it says in the New Haven, the other heaven is a bright star where Arcturus trails across the sky in May.
Mm.
And then Boots, I guess, or Booties or whatever, and then that person I was looking at, it said that it was in the Arcturus constellation.
Hey, John, I got a question. Could you ask him? Sorry to interrupt.
They're saying Boots in Arcturus. That's right. Someone's saying John Connor, Boots in Arcturus.
So hold on 1 second. Arcturus. So this is a hyper.
I'll be right back while you guys are talking. I'll be right back.
Hey, John, I got a question.
Yeah, give me 1 second, brother. Hold on.
Oh, of course.
So there's a volcano that erupted, and then to the ultraviolet light that has translucidated to the blue.
They say boot to the star.
Yeah. There's a blue cast that comes out, and it may eject a small amount of particles that you can see, and it's orbited through space, which travels through the water. Because when you see water, when you see water, and you put oil on top of the water, you see like a rainbow, right?
Yeah, in a sense, yeah.
So if you put water like from the garden hose up in the air and you do that, it does a rainbow too.
And I don't know how many people call me Frederick, Deborah. I don't know who Freddie is. My apologies on that one. And yes, of course. And water holds information and memories.
to water, oil, vibration. Where did I have that written down at?
And think about it. The atmosphere, when a rainbow comes from rain, that's a big word there too, because rainbow and water. Storm comes, rainbow comes after the storm.
Okay, so you have fire. Fire is self-certainty, high activity, optimism, and fervent opinions. Air is self-doubt, restlessness, social responsiveness, and mental strength. Water is a certain belief, emotional responsiveness, intuitions, deductive certainty. Earth is wavering belief, empirical verification, inductive certainty, and practicality. Cardinal is initiating desire change, fine in emergencies, illusions of the finality.
So John, I got a big question for I forgot your friend's name on there. The high dimensional being.
Yeah.
Does he what's the planet that I go when I went to? If you can tune in and connect with me, when I left that one night and I went to that meeting on that planet, what planet was that between Jupiter and Saturn? When I was on that ship.
You were talking about the blue planet, where you come into you get into your blue.
That was a different scenario, different situation, like that different projection actually.
You heard the through the vibration, the web of New Haven.
Oh, that was a different one. I'm talking about the one I had when I was in a ship. I saw the planets, I saw Saturn's rings and everything. And I went to a planet, the planet was beautiful. I had a bunch of light workers there, and it was like a dome around it, and we had to match the vibration of the dome to get in it. It was a very big place. It was crazy. I wish you could tell me what planet that was. I was always trying to figure out which planet that was between Jupiter and Saturn with a straight shot somewhere.
Okay, I'm back. I really want to go to sleep.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Go ahead, do it. Yeah.
Oh, before I even do that, I want to thank. Wow, we have 223 people here. If everybody can be on tomorrow night, all 223 of you will be on around 11 p.m. Eastern. Let me just say, Godiko, I send my love to you and the people on your ship. I send my gratitude, my love, and I feel very honored to be in contact with you. And
Sorry, I just got Kepler. I don't know what that is. I thought it said Kevlar. I was like, I know what Kevlar is, but Kepler.
Kepler. That's a.
I want to tell Godiko that I've been always dedicated to the mission on this planet with the Ashtar Command to help educate people about all the things that they don't understand. I just send my love to you. All I can tell you is my love is unconditional to all the galactic planetary systems that are here to help the planet. Let them know that we love you. If you wish to respond, please do before I go to sleep. He's probably going to tell me not to go to sleep.
You said Kepler last, right? What planet would that be?
Godiko, please
just
respond.
The Promethean and the Kepler early training, they all convince themselves of mathematical harmonies. You have to figure out on your own belief that the circular motion of all things that come into correct action, that just be brave, and through Pilato and the Asterios, the explanation of this slave that we've all become to, it's just a belief. Soon enough, the spherical will be all broken, and you will be back into your points of existence that you were at before. The fortifications that were built by the slaves were only doing what they were told, but the privileged of yourself, the Arthurian and Athenian talk about democracy lately, but they put themselves back into the form of gentlemen, which they are not gentlemen. They are. Oh, I'm not going to say that.
Yeah, don't say that.
I don't even know the word. I've never even heard of that word before. I've never even heard of that before. But just remember, we come from the dodecahedron, and it comes in a form of a triangle, the one that they pray to. Just know to only pray to yourself in your beliefs. It is about you and the Most Highs. Only through Commander, due to your Ionian, I don't know what that is, Ionian space. I guess what it makes me feel like is that you have devoted yourself to this belief, and you've been knocked down, I guess, before, and people just didn't believe.
Yes.
But it'll be a time where the light behind you will shine so bright that they will see your face, and it will just show them that they should have believed, because their face wouldn't be. They would also see their own face, not just your face, because they're opposing the one that's in oneself. Just has to come into correlation of understanding that it's rightly okay to have different opinions, but when it is true, the continuing hypothesis of a new science or a new way is advanced of, I don't know, to survive. It's not the way to survive. It's the way to have a backbone and a belief that you're able to shift back and forth. That's why you have your spinal column, to shift and move in different locations, that you need to understand that. Oh, wow. Okay, that was it. It seems like I never had it just pulled out like that. It felt like a plug was just like pulled out of my. That's crazy.
Yeah. Oh, I hear him. Godiko, I want to again send my love to you. We will be. I'm going to be on tomorrow night at 11 o'clock Eastern on the planet Earth. Whatever that is on your spaceship, probably time doesn't matter. I do understand that. Good morning, Galvin. Well, he came through before, Lindsay. This show is being recorded. I'm going to put it on my YouTube channel, Ashtar Command Spaceship News. You're going to have to listen to the whole show, and you will hear him. I'm going to take a clip on the latter part of the show and put it on TikTok so everybody can hear his voice. Yes. So John is actually, Linda, thank you. John is actually repeating through the AM radio frequency. He's speaking through an AM radio, and John is actually repeating what he says.
Oh, that's because of the context. So someone just gave something to you, and it resembles this. So that's what I'm supposed to show you there. Someone gave you something like this.
Yeah.
They want to give you this back.
Yeah. So just for those that do not understand what's happening, I want Godiko to just speak through this broadcast for a minute. Come through strong. Let these people hear you. Godiko, CmdrAleon. Godiko, CmdrAleon. Godiko. Everyone listen. Louder, please, Godiko. Come in louder. Come in louder.
That's crazy, dude.
What? Is he
Off
trying
right
to come through? All right. All right. I've really got to end this broadcast. John, we love you, man. Are you going to be tomorrow night? We're going to be on at 11. If people wish to come join us and wanted to come on, I'm sorry I couldn't get you on here, but this is really important.
I just want to, Commander, if it wasn't for you, and I still have your case with all your photos and everything. That's not a forgotten item.
No, I know it isn't. We have to figure that out.
It's everything I'm putting together. I'm just trying to get all this correlated into.
Yeah.
I've been on this path before, so I just want to appreciate you and thank you for this experience.
No, we love you, brother. You're like a part of the family here. And the other thing is, just on another crazy note, John and I are going to. John's going to come through a portal to where I am. He's in Arizona. I'm in Connecticut. Let you understand this. He's going to come through a portal with material that's from the late Nikola Tesla. All this information is from Nikola Tesla, yes. I'm being gifted this information.
On top of that, Commander, the certain thing that Trump was looking for in that casket that they were, it was taken, he was looking for that type of material to placement, like monuments and stuff.
Yeah.
That's what they were looking for, which was fascinating when I found that out. Did you try to call me at all since I sent you the message?
Not yet. I'm going to call you tomorrow.
Okay,
I will call you tomorrow and see if you pick up. I want to say to everybody, I love you all for finding us here. This show has turned into direct contact for our space contact with Godiko from the Orion star system. I never thought in my life I've done TV, I've done radio, I'm still doing radio, that I'd be actually on TikTok talking to a space being on here. And I understand what's going on. I understand what's happening. I understand everything. Believe me, I'm just a little bit tired, but I love you all. I'm going to get some needed rest. And please join us tomorrow night. Let everybody know what's going on. That on social media, forget YouTube, forget all the other people that are well known and have their YouTube channels. It's not about being famous. We're here to do the mission work. And that's why they're contacting me. They've been trying to reach me for a long time. I've been thinking about this for years. So I'm not here to wear a cow's outfit and have disco lights going on to have 2,000 followers. I don't care about that. I care about busting the matrix on this planet and waking people up. And when you hear my contact off planet speak, it will wake you up. You're going to have your eyes opened. That's what we're here to do on this show. I love your experiences. I love your stories. They all bring everyone together here. This is not your typical UFO talk show. I don't care about what the outside of a spaceship looks like. I care about every single person on this planet. All right. I love you all. Hey, King, thanks for coming back on, man.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Take care. And no, I'm not pushing myself as a prophet. If I were being myself as a prophet, I'd be, selling prophet Bibles. You don't understand, Mason Jones, what we're doing here. You're still in a 3D matrix. So I'm here to bust your matrix. If you think I'm a prophet, I'm not.
I would ignore that accent. You know who you are.
I'm going to block you because
Ashton's
obviously
a great guy. Like, no one should be disrespecting like that. It's honest. You don't play yourself as a prophet. You're literally a direct connection to knowledge and spiritual enlightenment and the UFO and the spiritual and UFO community. He's not on here talking about himself. He's talking about connecting to higher dimensional beings. Prophets speak of themselves and all that. I'm sorry.
I just blocked that person out. And, we're going to get people that are going to come through here that are going to try to do that stuff. I'm not going to let it happen. I'm also a warrior of light. Far from a prophet.
when that was happening, that guy that wherever he said you, the radio was just going crazy. It was like popping and everything, like that.
Really? Yeah, I knocked that person out. They're gone, man. When I have to be a warrior of light on this planet, I am great at doing that. I just kick their butt, so to speak, out of the universe.
The human speech is like a crackle kettle on which we tap crude rhythms for the bears to dance while we long to make music that will melt the stars. I've never even read anything like that. That's the first time I've ever heard anything like that. When he was saying the way he was saying, it was the human speech, like is like crack corner, kettle corner on the top of crude rhythm for bears to dance to while we long to make music that will melt the stars.
Oh, that's beautiful. Well, we'll leave
Sounds
with
like
that
so.
note. That sounds very beautiful. But the commander now will go to sleep. I know that Godiko didn't want me to sleep because he's on a spaceship. I wonder if they ever sleep. I'm going to ask him if they ever sleep.
Probably not.
On Earth, they probably don't. Maybe they do. I don't know.
Not the
But I'm
mind.
going to sleep. I'm going to go off planet, and who knows what's going to happen. So
Well, good seeing you
everybody
guys.
have a
Thank you for
beautiful.
having me again. I'm
Oh
head on
man,
out.
it's always a
Thank you, sir.
pleasure. You know, it's always
Thank you, sir.
unconditional here. So take care, everybody.
Of course,
I'm going out of here. This has been Encounters. You can watch the whole show on YouTube tomorrow. Thank you for all the gifts. We love you all. Good night.